We recorded, we all good. All right, you guys, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Hey, I'm telling y'all good? Yeah. All right, y'all. As you guys know, this is actually our first training. This is our first real legit training. So I'm excited that everybody showed up to a training as if it was a workout. Because that just goes to show where everybody's mindset is. Like they want to build a business. You don't just want to get a nice physique or lose weight or gain weight or whatever. So I'm glad that the Manteca group came down, the Tracy group came down, even everybody here came down, and then also our upline pressing member Jerry Graham is down. So let's clap it up for him. Give
it up for Patrick. You know what I love about this right now? It's 24. That's pretty cool.
Wow. That wasn't arranged.
How you guys doing?
Good.
What do you guys think of your new space?
Love it.
Unbelievable. You guys ready for one in Manteca?
Oh, yeah.
San Francisco? Awesome. Tiffany, welcome down. You're all out on an island all by yourself. So cool. So let's see here. I have a lot to cover tonight. I usually do. I usually talk a lot, but I'm going to talk a lot tonight. Tonight, here's what we're going to cover. We're going to talk a little bit about Sacramento sports nutrition and the direction that we're going in from a vision standpoint. We're going to talk about, it's not necessarily a new business, but it's a new structure to our business that's going to make it easy for 100% of us to be able to do it instead of a select few, which is super cool. I'm going to tell a little bit about my story so you guys can understand where I came from and what's happened in just 6 short years, which is unbelievable as well. We're going to talk about some pretty high-level topics tonight, like having a Prez team mindset, what it's like to be a CEO of your own business. I'm going to talk a lot about numbers as far as what's possible out there, what the potential is here. I'm going to talk about the things that it takes to have an extraordinary life, which sounds kind of a lot of theory, but I can tell you that it's happened because of what's happening with our life.
Good, how are you?
And really what this is for, guys, is this is for whatever level you want to be. So if you want to be a client with us and get in the best shape of your life for life, then that's perfect. Listen from that space. You guys want to be health coaches and make some part-time income, listen from that space. But I'm always going to talk about the big picture so that you guys know what's possible. Okay? And as I talk about the big picture, I want you guys to know that it's possible for every one of you. Not just me, not just Pat, right? Not just Jen. I want you guys to get real clear by the end of tonight that it's possible if you want it. So I will talk a very high level tonight because that's what's possible. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So some of it may be numbers you don't understand. Some of it may be concepts you don't understand. What I want you guys to really get is the passion and the excitement behind it because I know what you guys can have through this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then I want it to be interactive. If you guys have questions, I want you guys to ask questions. I do ask that the questions will keep the conversation moving forward. Okay, so think of questions that come from a positive space or things that might answer the concerns that people in the room might be having, things like that. But I'm going to go for about an hour. We'll probably take a break because at my age, the bathroom calls more often than it used to. So we'll probably take a break and so I'll be able to inhale and take a breath and things like that. But we are going to cover a lot. And here's what I mean by that. I've been doing this for 6 years. And in the past 9 months, I've never been more active than I am. And I've never been in a state of high-level mindset in the form of breakthroughs. I've never had so many breakthroughs in the past 9 months in what we get to do and what we're going to get to do than I have in this past year. And that's why I'm more excited right now than at any phase that I've been around. So that's what's really exciting about what's going on right now is the era that we're moving into, and I'm going to talk about that. But if you guys have questions, raise your hand. This is not some seminar or anything like that. This is, I mean, we're all one team here. I mean, we're all on the same team. Ask questions if you need to ask questions. If it's personal questions, ask them. These guys will tell you, I'm very, very straightforward. I just say things the way they are. And the reason I do that is so that you guys don't get false expectations. Okay, I will say things now like this is the hardest thing I've ever done. I'll say things like that, but I'll also let you know it's 100 times more rewarding than anything I've ever done. I'm going to tell you guys that I've had breakdowns. I still have breakdowns, and I'm always going to have breakdowns, the same ones that you guys have. But the breakthroughs that I have because of those are pretty powerful. So I'm going to talk to you guys really, really straight because I think you guys deserve that. I think you guys have earned that just for being here at 7 o'clock and driving from wherever you've driven from and all of that stuff. I mean, my plane couldn't even land here today. I I fell asleep on the runway before the plane took off, and I woke up in Nevada. So I don't even know what happened. That's how I started off. So my direct flight was 5.5 hours, and it landed in another state. So I don't know how that happened. But anyway, that's just a breakdown, and I made the best out of it. So we're still here tonight. So are you guys fired up for tonight?
Yeah!
I'm fired up for tonight because I know where I was 6 years ago, and I wasn't positioned as well as you guys were 6 years ago. So, so as far as in the room, how many of you guys have never met me before? Just go ahead and raise your hand if you've never met me before. Okay, so I've met everyone else. I don't know everyone's name, but and how many of you guys have never heard me speak like face to face or anything like that? The same group of people. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Okay, cool. And how many of you guys have been on the team here less than a year? Raise your hands.
Ooh,
okay, awesome. How many of you guys have been here more than a year? Okay, awesome. This area is going to explode. Let's just put it that way. So what's possible for me, what's possible for you guys is we're going to have one of these every 15 months. Okay, there's going to be a necessity for us to have one of these every 15 months. So Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, Elk Grove, Manteca, we're going to have one of these every 15 months. Some are going to be bigger than others, some are going to be smaller, but that's what's required right now. So as we're sitting here, every one of you needs to picture that this is going to be yours one day, or maybe even a bigger version, maybe 5 of these, maybe 10 of these, maybe 20 of these. Because it's required right now with the phase of business that we're going into. So be thinking big, guys. Be thinking, whatever your goals are, be thinking bigger than that. Because right now I've already exceeded what my goals were in the company, and I've had to recreate goals. And that's going to happen to you guys. As the longer you stay in this, you're going to have to recreate goals, and you're going to look back on your old goals and say, wow, that's all I thought I was worth, or that's all I thought I was going to be able to get out of this. You guys, there's some big goals coming for those of you guys who are willing to work. So, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you my background first. You guys understand. I was a professional beach volleyball player for 12 years. So translated, that means I was a glorified beach bum. I played on the ADP tour, the FIVB. I got to go to the 2000 Olympic trials, compete for USA. Didn't make it to the Olympics, and I averaged about $22,000 a summer. So that's what a professional beach volleyball player means. Okay. So I had to bartend around that. So I usually had a couple of bartending jobs going on. But I was passionate about it. I loved it. I got to travel the world. I got to compete at a high level. I mean, what can be better than that? Okay, there's not much better than that. But what would have been better than that is if I could have done it for a longer period of time. At 34 years old, I was in the best shape of my life. I was ranked the highest I'd ever been ranked. I was making the most money I was ever making. But that was it. I had peaked. There's nowhere to go from that. I wasn't going to just start making 6-figure incomes and build a family and retire and all of that stuff. So at 34 years old, I had to hang up my volleyball, however you do that. I had to hang it, get rid of it or something. And I had to grow up, basically, is what I had to do. So I'd never had a job before. I mean, I had crappy jobs, but I'd never had like a corporate job before. So I figured, you know what, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my work ethic and my athletic ability, and I'm going to take that into corporate America, and I'm going to make that 6-figure income. And everything's going to be perfect. And what's funny is that's what happened. I went into corporate America, and I did what my company called was the recipe. So when I was a volleyball player, I played all day and all night, 7 days a week. That's what I did. So when I went into corporate America, I worked all day and all night, 7 days a week, and that's what I did. Of course I made a 6-figure income doing that. Anybody working 100 hours a week in anything is going to get there, right? Unfortunately, I traded the time, the flexibility, right, the love, the passion, the enjoyment. I traded all of that stuff for a paycheck. So now I didn't make it as a beach volleyball player, right, for whatever reasons, those reasons. I'm not really making it in corporate America. I'm stressed out. I'm having anxiety attacks. You know, the economy is tanking in 2007. I took a 6-figure pay cut from 2007 to 2008. So imagine taking a $100,000 pay cut in a year. It was brutal. I ended up going on filing bankruptcy, lost my car, lost my apartment, and at 40 years old, I was right back to where I was as a volleyball player. And I'm telling you guys, that's a scary place to be. How many of you guys are under 40 years old? Raise your hand. Okay, that's everybody. All right, even Jen's parents are younger than me, which is great. So at 40 years old, I'm flat broke. I'm not an athlete anymore. I didn't do very well in corporate America at that point, and it caused a lot of fear, guys. It basically reminded me of growing up. You know, you guys, you see one thing, but you don't know the whole story. I grew up in trailer parks. That's just what we did. Every single grade I was in, we seemed like we lived in a different trailer park. And I grew up where there was no money. My dad worked in a factory for 28 years. My mom drove a school bus for 28 years. And we never had any. I mean, there were times where we literally barely had food sometimes. So You know, that's just what I was used to back then. But I watched them work really hard and figured out that's not going to be me. That's the main reason I moved to California, is because that wasn't going to be me. I was going to be stuck in that factory or doing something like that, and I refused to let that happen. But what did happen was my best friend, who I met in the dorms at Michigan State and was on my volleyball team and played pro beach volleyball with me, he had gone through what I went through 5 years earlier. So he had retired from volleyball earlier. He'd gone into corporate America earlier. He'd gotten disgusted with his job early. So he was able to kind of help me out a little bit. And he called me up 6 years and 2 weeks ago. He called me up and said, "How are things going?" Loaded question. He knew how things were going. You know? He knew how things were going. I was bankrupt. It sucked, right? And what was interesting is he had talked to me about Herbalife 4 years before that. So 10 years ago, I was actually my sponsor's first team member, and I quit for almost 5 years. So I started with Herbalife and quit for 5 years. So if you guys have had people that have quit, it's okay. They're going to come back. All right. I came back 5 years later and then ended up getting the president's team in 4 years. But he was able to reach back out to me, kept the door open for me, and so we restarted in 6 years. 6 years ago. So my first month, I got my mom started on a program. I coached her through the process. I got her involved in a weight loss challenge because that's all we had. We didn't have a nutrition club. We didn't have fit clubs. We didn't have the 24 line. We didn't have the LA Galaxy. We didn't have any of that stuff, right? We didn't have wellness workshops and health coach academy. We didn't have any of that stuff. We had a weight loss challenge. She lost 26 pounds in 8 weeks. She won $150, which is like 5 weeks of shopping at Ross for my mom. I mean, what she can do with $150? I mean, she could hoard her entire house for $150. But what was interesting though is I made $400 that first month doing the health coaching work. And that wasn't life-changing financially. I'd already made a six-figure income. But how I felt making that $400 was life-changing. Watching my mom lose weight and keep it off, life-changing. She was the kind of person who get on a diet, lose 20, get off the diet and gain 30. She went from 126 pounds to 304 in my lifetime. Okay, now she's back down under 220, 75 years old. She's kicking butt right now. She drinks her shakes every day. But that $400 showed me that I could actually love what I was doing again and make a little bit of money. Okay, so I stuck with it. After 13 months, I still wasn't serious. I wasn't doing personal development. I wasn't coachable. I didn't have a Prez team mindset. I was making about $1,200 a month, which was okay. Things started shifting, some of the things that we're going to talk about. After 2 years, I was making $3,500 a month. After 3 years, we got to the magical number that I needed to get to. We were making about $8,200 a month. And that matched what I was making in corporate America. And so when I got to Millionaire Team, you guys can write that down, is when I quit my job. Okay? And we're going to talk about jobs and money tonight, which no one wants to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it anyway. When I got to Millionaire Team, I quit all 3 of my jobs. Both of my bartending jobs and my corporate job. I had to take 2 bartending jobs because of the bankruptcy. And that was amazing because this is what I knew. I knew when I got to Millionaire Team that I could do this. And I also knew that when I was quitting my job, it was forever. Forever. I wrote my resignation letter a year before that. But when I turned it in, it was amazing because I knew I was leaving that job forever. And when you guys leave your jobs, I want it to be forever. Okay, we're going to talk about that later. And then since then, it's been crazy. We've been 6 countries. I've trained in front of 16,000 people. They fly us to Jamaica in April. I'm going to be training there. And in Brazil in August, we'll be training there. I've been asked to go to Korea and Australia, and it doesn't even make any sense. We've been to the Bahamas, and it's crazy. It's just crazy what's happening. We make twice as much money as the average surgeon in the United States. We make 3 times as much money as the average lawyer. We make 8 times the average income of the average engineer doing this. And when I started, I thought that was going to be watches and Maseratis and stuff like that. And it's funny, the business changes you. It's really interesting what happens. I started remembering remembering what it was like growing up. And so the first thing we did when we got our first Prez team check was bought my mom a house, which was really cool. That was
how you supposed to do it.
Jen's mom and dad, so they know we get the house.
Look, Jen's like, I don't know about that.
Bought my mom's house. She's got people that come in and take care of her, no bills, anything like that. Paid for my brother's wedding. which was super cool. Paid off my fiance's school, which was super cool. You know, maybe we'll get some really super fancy cars someday and fancy watches, but I mean, I got a cell phone. I know what time it is. I got a $200 watch I got in Mexico. It works. And we'll have some of those things, but man, this business changes you. You get to do things like that. We get to a phase where we get to do things. So that's my goal. My goal is that each one of you guys, I know you have the opportunity and I know you have the possibility, but it's my goal working with these guys to get as many of you there as we can. And not all of you will go there with us because you'll choose not to, and that'll be the only reason. But some of you are going to choose to go there with us. And I'm telling you guys, I can't explain. I can't explain what it's like to not even worry about money anymore. Like just that thought being out of my head, it's amazing what you get to think about. You're not thinking about money. Knowing my mom's safe and taken care of and doesn't have to open her purse again, it's amazing what that opens up for me to think of. And that's probably why that's probably why we've had so many breakthroughs in the past year. It's because I'm not thinking of that other junk all the time. Yeah. I'm not worried about mom. I'm not worried about bills. I'm not worried about my little brother. I'm not worried about those things. I'm not worried about having kids. I was scared to death to have kids, and I'm going to have them someday, but I'm scared to death to have them because I didn't want them growing up working in the factory. I didn't want them growing up living in a trailer park. I didn't want them growing up working 100 hours a week like me. So now I don't have those issues. I get to show my spoiled brat kids that aren't even here yet. I get to show them what life really gets to be like. We've changed the path of our family forever. Yeah. We have. They won't know what we grew up with. It'll just be war stories. Oh, Dad, come on, you didn't walk both ways to school. You didn't do that. You know, that kind of stuff. So that's what's possible for you guys. There's 100 things I could tell you that's happened in the past 6 years, but all of that happened in 4 years. So it was amazing to go to President's team in 4 years and have all of that stuff happen, especially coming from the place that we came from, filing bankruptcy and working and having all that doubt and fear and things like that. But the doubt and the fear and the anxiety, they go away through the work. So I just want you guys to know that. You guys excited about that?
Yeah.
Okay. So why we're talking about this tonight is I've been around 6 years, but I've been watching for 10 years. And for the first 20 years in Herbalife, it was a weight loss network marketing company. It just was. You sold people weight loss products and you recruited people to sell weight loss products. It was very successful. 10 years ago, things changed. We shifted into more of a healthy, active lifestyle company. When Michael Johnson came over, it's like, well, great, people need to lose weight and people need to get rich. We get that. But what about the people that want to make $3,000 a month? What about the people that want to run a 5K for the first time in their life? What about people that want to get in the best shape of their life for life? What about those people? So 10 years ago, the company started shifting into a healthy, active lifestyle company. Still really some hardcore recruiting going on, but we started throwing in some fit clubs and some weight loss challenges and some body challenges and some hiking groups and walking groups. And then the company started developing fitness products. And now we've really shifted from a weight loss company to a healthy, active lifestyle company, which is great. But even 5-6 years ago when I started, it was still find Patrick, recruit Patrick, send him to trainings, and hopefully he does well. And then find Jen, right? Get lucky, find Jen, send her some trainings, and hope she does well. What's different about what's going on right now, guys, is we've shifted away from a hardcore recruiting, salesy kind of network marketing company into a consumer-based, you guys can write any of this down if you want, consumer-based, consumption-based, relationship-based, healthy, active lifestyle distribution company. And that's a major shift for a company that's been around for 35 years. It's a major shift. And what that means for me, what that means for you guys, is it's no longer the 1% are getting it. Okay? This is going to change the percentages of who gets there. Okay? And I don't just mean President's team. It's going to change the percentage of people that get to millionaire team and global expansion team. This is a business model. This is a business model that everyone can do. That's what I love about what we're going to talk about now and over the next year. This is a business model that I know you guys can do. This is the health coaching area. This is people helping people lose weight, helping people put on muscle, getting out and doing walking groups, having team nights, getting people involved in weight loss challenges, teaching them about eating clean, really the value, okay? It's years and years ago, it was sell people Herbalife products and they'll lose weight. Now it's the value wheel. I have it on a PowerPoint, but I'll just describe it. I want you guys to get really clear about what we do. We don't sell people Herbalife products, okay? We build relationships with people. You have it? Yeah. Okay. We'll put that up. But when you guys are out talking to people, I want you to let them know the whole picture of what you do. Okay? All right, what we do is we teach people how to eat clean. We teach them what foods to eat, what foods not to eat. We coach them on nutrition, okay? We work as a health coach for them. We do follow-up for them. We do body fat, and we do numbers, and we do before and after photos, and we document their journeys on Facebook, and we call them. And there's another phase that we're going to start taking now as well. We have provided community for them. We provide even online communities, online challenges, Sacramento sports nutrition, fit clubs, healthy active lifestyle. We provide that for them. Okay. We also provide teaching and training if they want to be that, an income opportunity if they want that. I want you guys to get that there's several pieces. That's it. We provide them the galaxy. Isn't that great? We can the galaxy. Go ahead and go to that first slide. Yeah. Next one. Down arrow. Got it. Okay, so we teach people how to eat clean, how to meal prep, how to shop for their groceries, how to make smart choices. We teach them a healthy, active lifestyle. Even my mom, get her in a weight loss challenge, get her involved in the walking group or the yoga group, her chances of success go way up. Get rid of the muffin and the Starbucks, replace it with a shake and a protein bar, or a shake and a protein bar and a green tea, her chances go way up. Get her involved in a community event like a weight loss challenge, her chances go way up. Assign her a coach like me who's following up with her chances go way up. I don't want you guys to sell, and even the Herbalife piece. Keeping the nutrition simple, 100% of the recommended daily allowance, getting protein up, carbs down, fat down, calories down. When you guys are talking, this is what I want you guys to talk to people about. Talk to people about the mission and the movement that you're a part of. Okay? Because I'm not walking up to heavy people saying, hey, do you want to buy some products? And I'm not walking up to people in their jobs and saying, hey, do you want to get rich? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this stuff, guys. I'm talking about this all the time. The Herbalife piece is just one piece of it, and what's great about that is there's also an income opportunity attached to it. So when you guys are out there, make sure you're talking about the online or the value wheel, because right now, here's the upside to the health coach era, which we're in right now, is that all of you guys can get there doing this work, all of you guys. The catch is you're gonna have to do the work. Okay, we just went through a 2-year period of something called the online era, the social media era. You guys know what it looks like. People with their cell phones. I'm hot, do my program, right? I'm ripped, get ripped with me, right? And people are getting clients all over the United States, or even getting team members all over the United States. Unfortunately, guys, that's lazy volume. All that takes is a selfie and an Instagram platform for you to get a client. And unfortunately, that's lazy volume, okay? We're gonna go to work now. We're gonna actually do the work. But what's great about that is I'm hot, do my plan only works for a few people. It doesn't work for me. No one's looking at me saying, he's hot, do my plan. It doesn't work for me, right? It doesn't work for the mom with 3 kids. It doesn't work, right? So that only works for the 1% of people. But we got to get out of that phase. You know, it's lazy volume. We're not providing a lot of services. We're not rendering service to people. We're taking a hot photo and saying, you can be part of my little following if you do what I'm doing, that kind of thing. So we're going into the health coach era right now, which means 100% of you guys can do this, but it's going to be work. So we're going to start doing work. But you know what? You guys aren't worried about hard work. You're already working hard. Okay, you guys got that? But here's what's great about it. It's stable. Okay? You meet somebody somewhere, Foot Locker or the gym or church, right? And you bring them down to the community and you test their body fat and do a wellness profile for them and let them try a shake and a tea and then invite them to your workout and then they come over for your team night. That's stable. That's stable because they get to self-select what they want to be inside of the community, right? They get to build a relationship with you. They get to be surrounded by the value wheel instead of just, I'm hot. You guys got that? It sounds weird saying I'm hot. But, you know, I'm ripped, do my business, I'm hot, do my program. That era's gone, guys. And from an experience standpoint, I watch people skyrocket in that platform, and I've watched their businesses crash over the last 2 years. Crash. Quit. They're not even with the company anymore. Got team members, mill team members, and some of the Prez team have already quit. Because that's just an unstable platform. It's like steroids. It's just unrealistic growth. It's unrealistic growth. It's too fast. It's not smart, and it causes long-term side effects. So I want you guys to feel good that that era is over, and we're going to the era of the health coach, because it's you guys. You guys came into this to be health coaches. Give it up for yourselves. All right, give it up for yourselves. So this business model is very, very stable. along the way with some of that online stuff, that online marketing, online recruiting, all of that stuff, we lost something called full retail. Okay, and I want to talk about that. We lost full retail, and I want to explain the importance of that. And if you guys don't understand all of this, don't worry. We're going to be teaching this for months and months and months. You guys are going to get so much training on this. You're going to know more about this than I do a year from now. Okay, we're going to train this and train this and train this. You don't have to know it all tonight. But here's what happened. I'm hot, do my business. So when that happened, what did I do with that person? I signed them up right away. They've never been on products. They've never been to my community. They barely know me. And now I just took my 25% profit and just gave it away to them. Okay? How long will a business last? How long can you guys stick around if you're making zero money?
No.
You'll stick around for a while because of the friendships. That's the glue here. You'll stick around for a while because of the workouts. But at some point, something's got to give. You're going to have kids, or you got to, like me, you got to grow up. You got to get a real job, right? Something's got to give. So we got rid of 25% retail when that happened. So you guys that are at the distributor level or the team member level right now and are making 25% profit, you just gave that away. Okay, for those of you that are at supervisor and 50% discount profit, you just gave away half of that. If your team members are not making retail, they're going to leave. Something's going to have to give eventually. If your supervisors are losing team members, they're going to have to leave. And if your tab team and leaders are losing supervisors, they're not going to be in a very good headspace to do the business. They're going to be taking pay cuts, things like that. And that's what happened. And then someone would sign someone up who lived across country. There's no relationship. There's no face-to-face, anything like that. They gave away their 25%. And then when that person gets somebody, what do? They did the same thing. Okay, they basically said, that value wheel is worth way less to me than it is to other people. This is a lot of work, guys. On a 175 plan, which is what we're doing a lot of right now, you guys need to be making $85. You need to for all of this work you're doing, the before and after photos and body fat testing and working the shifts at the club and running the workouts, doing the follow-up. Are you kidding me? They're not going to get that. That's one personal training session at an average gym. 1 hour of training at an LA Fitness, $85. It's $130 at Equinox. And we're giving that away? We're not giving that away anymore, guys. You guys are too good at what you do, and it's too valuable, okay? So that's all part of what happened in that online era. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
And with no retention, when your team members are leaving because they're not making any money, you got to find new people. And then you got to find new people, and then you got to find new people. And even if you're getting clients, if you're giving away that 25%, and you're finding clients, if they don't turn into coaches, you're not making any money anyway. And that's what we did to ourselves for the past 2 years. And we've switched that in Redondo in the past 3 months. And you know what? People are making money, which puts them in a good headspace and gives them energy. And they're excited, and they're even better health coaches than they would have been. It's amazing. We have clients that are starting to earn their discount. And they're like, no, this is good. This is good. I'm good. I just want to stay where I'm at. I'm a happy client. Keep charging me what you're charging me. We're going to talk about that stuff tonight, but I want you guys to get what happened in the last couple of years. Okay? Does that make sense? Any questions on that? Good? John Patrick? Good? Okay, so another thing that happened is we became very Fit Club dependent, and we became very club dependent. And I'm going to talk about that. We're going to talk about going out and getting people results instead of hoping that they come to us. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. But does that all make sense of what happened the last couple of years?
Yes.
Okay, so for those of you that stuck around in that 2-year period of time and didn't quit and didn't leave, that era is over, and that's a good thing. You guys are going to thrive in this era. That's you and AJ and these guys. You guys are going to thrive in this area. We have people that are killing it right now with what we're doing. So you guys excited about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about what we have here so that you guys understand. And I would draw this on the board, but I don't think I'm going to. You guys can just kind of take this down. So I've been around a little while, so I start getting confused with what we have here. I start thinking, I just start getting thoughts. I want you guys to get what we have here. We have the ability to have 3 things, and these 3 things are vital to me for my happiness. We have the ability to have time and flexibility, okay? Not as much in the beginning, okay? You're not going to have as much time and flexibility right now. We're going to talk about that. But after we do the work, we have the ability to have time and flexibility. I report to nobody, ever again, ever. No one's going to tell me when I can go on a bathroom break. They did. No one's going to tell me how many vacation days I can take a year, right? The straw that got me was the day my dad died. The next day I got an email from my company saying I had 72 hours to mourn.
Right.
Wow.
That was the one that got me. Like, that was the one where I said no more. Like, this is, I mean, tell me when to go to the bathroom, tell me how many vacation days, tell me how much I'm going to make, how many hours, but you're not telling me that. They actually got that in an email, okay? So time and flexibility are huge. And while you're building this, you're not going to have much. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. You're not going to have much time and flexibility. We're going to talk about maxing out your schedule. Second thing is you get your health. For me, I got my health back. Okay, I was able to drop 15 pounds. I was able to cut my body fat in half. I'll be 46 in a month. I can two-hand dunk a basketball off one step right now. That's super cool.
I've seen it.
You see the video? That's super cool, right? And it's going to get better. I'm not done. That's crazy. I got my health back. Which is not just the 15 pounds in the body fat and the two-hand dunk, which is really sweet, but the other stuff. No more anxiety attacks. No more waking up at 2:30 in the morning, panicking, turning on all the lights in the house, opening all the windows, opening all the doors, wondering where my future's going to come from. You guys get that? Oh, you can just, I'll do this. You can. Oh, this is great. Actually, you can do this. This is my family young here. So great. And then the third thing, guys, is not just income, but stable income with the potential for wealth.
Yes.
Okay? And wealth doesn't have a dollar amount. Wealth has whatever number it has to be so that you also have these two. Okay? It doesn't mean 40 grand a month. It means whatever's going to allow you to have these two things. You may be a mom of two, and $3,000 a month is enough for you to stay home with your kids forever. That's wealth. You got your time and flexibility with your kids. You got your health. You don't have to work some 60-hour-a-week job, and you got enough money to be able to do that. Okay? For some of you guys, you may be adding zeros for that. I don't know. It's not up to me. These three things to me equal freedom. And I'm experiencing it right now. I'm experiencing what freedom feels like. Because I have all three of these things in my life right now. And we can go around and talk about jobs. I mean, there's some really great jobs out there. School teachers, they have pretty good time and flexibility. I think they work 7-8 months a year pretty much. They can have their health. You know, when you're working 40 hours a week, you can have your health. How long does a school teacher have to work? 25 years? 30 years? I was done after 4 here.
And they still have their student loans to go with it.
Yeah, student loans. Throw those in there. Let's take a look at lawyers. Time and flexibility. Everyone ever watched a lawyer? Yeah, right. How about their health? Right? Okay. Stable income? Yep, absolutely. Okay. Surgeon? We can go around and around and around on this thing. This is the, and there are probably other things out there. This is the only place I've ever found all three. Okay. So you guys can keep searching, but I wouldn't because you found it. I wouldn't. I would do it with this. But there are, if you find something else where you can have these three and it passionately drives you, go ahead and do that. But I haven't found anything. I found it here. And this freedom thing, you'll know it when it happens. That's why people want to retire. 85% of Americans hate what they do, and 85% of Americans will never retire. And all they talk about is when am I going to retire? Because retirement feels like freedom. Yeah. Well, I don't want to retire when I'm 75. I don't want to. And I don't want to be one of the 85%. I can retire now. I'm not going to. Not until I get all you guys to Prez team. Then I will. Yeah. So this is really important, you guys. And I want you guys to, Jen, can you write these up here too? This is pretty cool. I want you guys to just have perspective on this. And you can write it anywhere. So here are the top 10 job opportunities in the United States for Forbes magazine this month. You don't have to write these down, but you don't have to write these down either. But number 10, attorney. Average income, $114,000. Okay, let's just go. Air traffic controller, $122,000. Okay, let's do the top three: psychiatrist, physician, and surgeon. Okay, so let's do number 5. Write this up there. A dentist. The average income for a dentist right now is $146,000 a year. The average school debt that they have is $178,000, and it takes 10 years. Okay, that's the number 5 job in the United States right now, but you have to be a doctor to do it. Okay? Number 10, an attorney. $114,000 is what the average attorney makes. They have $274,000 in school debt, and it takes them 9 years. Okay? And by the way, neither one of these are freedom. Okay? And let's do number 1, top job in the United States. Surgeon, $233,000, $419,000 in debt, not including undergrad. Takes 11 years, plus internship, plus fellowship, plus cruise ship, whatever. Whatever ship there is.
Residency. You gotta go through residency.
Only one of them up there makes half of what we make. Only one of them makes half of what we make. And here's what it took. I'll get to that in a minute. So if you don't have, if you have a PhD, raise your hand. Okay, you guys are not qualified for this. You're not qualified for that. And there's no freedom there either. You're not qualified. And neither am I. Let's do this next one. You can erase that. Do you guys get the point here?
Wow.
Okay. Let's do for people that have a 4-year degree. Okay. Number 25. These are for people who have a 4-year degree.
It's okay,
Construction
Zach. We're not,
management is number 25.
we'll make it.
And they average 61,000 a year.
That's not freedom.
Okay. Nurses, which my fiance is a nurse. That's number 15. They average about 63,000 a year, nurses. And that's a 4-year degree. Kimberly has that. And then number 1 through 13 are engineers. How many engineers do we have in here? Okay. So none of you guys in the room qualify for 1 through 13. And neither do I. I don't have a 4-year degree. I don't. I have enough credits for one, they just don't seem to make up a degree. I went to school for 7.5 years and I'm still not a doctor. So I don't qualify for that either. I'm not going to ask who does qualify, but I don't qualify for that either. And not one of them up there makes 1/7 of what we make. Okay? I really want you guys, okay. So, for everyone except for Shayla, this applies to us. These are the top jobs for people who don't have degrees. Okay, and by the way, 1 through 13 are engineers. Average school for an engineer is $133,000 a year, or $133,000. They end up making anywhere between $60,000 and $90,000 a year, but they have 100. You guys get the point, right? Okay, non-degrees. This is for us. Number 10, property managers. $26 an hour. That's $54,000 a year. That's the top, $54,000.
The leasing office agents.
Number 7, postman,
That's okay. So I need to go.
mailman, whatever you want, postwoman, whatever, $27 an hour. Number 4, realtors average $29 an hour. And transportation managers, which we all want to be, average $36 an hour, $64,000 a year. So that's available to us because we don't have degrees. That's what's available to us. Okay, you guys got that? Not including the debt and the time that it goes into this. Okay, so here we go. Average GET team member. Can you write this up there? Global expansion team member. This took 26 months. How long did it take you? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes. 18 months. How long did it take you? 18 months, 2 years, 26 months to get the GET team. Average GET team members make between $1,000 and $8,000 a month. How many years of school did you go to become a GET team member? Probably 5 to 10 hours a week. So you come in here to SDSs. Okay. Okay. And how much did it cost you to get to GET team?
$70.
$75. Jet paid it. $70. $70.
$0.
Okay, $70. And how much debt did you accumulate?
Did he pay back?
No.
Okay.
Did he pay
$70.
back? $70.
Hey, you need to pay
Pay
back.
back?
Just give her $1 a day for the next 2.5 months. Like 15 membership. Okay, $1,000 to $8,000 a month. If you guys got there, I'd be all right with that. And 26 months, 2 years, or year and a half, 2 years.
You said Prez team.
No, yes.
So you're gonna get us the
What I'm
Prez team.
saying,
So you go get us
average, nobody gonna team. By the way, at GET Team, you can make $1,000 a month and less if you don't build the business stable. And I'm going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about people quitting their jobs when they get to GET Team. We're going to talk about that. Okay, millionaire team. This was my #1 goal when I started because it's as far as I could see. Because when they said $8,000 a month, that was me quitting my job. I didn't even think for a Prez team. That was pie in the sky stuff. Or chairmans, or $1 million a year, or a $2 million. I didn't even think that stuff, okay? So millionaire team took me 39 months, so 3 years and 3 months. And average millionaire team is anywhere, it's a big range, 3,000 to 22,000 a month. Our last millionaire team check was 22,000. A millionaire team, before we hit Prez. Okay, and then that cost me $69. It was like $1 less back then. Okay. Yeah. And then average Prez team member, in the Graham organization, the average Prez team member makes right around $400,000 a year. So I'm just going to give you guys that. And that took 4 years and 4 months. It took 4 years and 4 months. It cost me $70. I'm showing you guys these numbers to contrast the other numbers. And freedom attached to it. And by the way, I'm not digging ditches. I'm standing here in front of 30 really cool people teaching them about what I just did. This is not hard work, guys. Getting the president's team is the hardest thing I've ever done. It's not the hardest work I've ever done. It's the hardest thing I've ever done because of who I've had to become, not because of what president's team consists of. You guys get that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I just want you guys, I wanted to paint the visual so you guys get really clear on what you have here. Because some of you guys are going to get job offers for $40,000, $50,000. It's going to happen and it's going to look really attractive. But you got to put on the 30-year handcuffs if you do that. You got to put them on. You got to put on the 85% of Americans don't retire. And you got to put on the whole thing of, well, if I just get to get team and get there, you know, with a very stable business, right, and be consistent, I can average $3,000 to $8,000 a month doing that. Why would I take the $50,000 a year job? You guys got that?
Yeah.
I really want you guys to get what we have here. And there are other companies that offer this. I just don't know which ones. Okay? You guys clear?
Yeah.
And here's the best thing. We just spent 10 years perfecting this business system so that you guys could do it, not just Patrick, right? And Style Bell and Garen. We put this thing together so that we can get there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, you guys clear on this?
Yeah.
All right, I just wanted to get that out of the way, number one, because I think it's funny. But number two, it really painted a picture for me. I just can't believe we make more in 3 months than an attorney makes in a year. I just can't believe it. Like that doesn't, and we're going to talk about 3 phases of our business. This is the 3rd phase. We'll get to that in a second. So now let's talk about what it's going to take. This is for those of you that want this, okay? And I'm going to spell it out very clearly on how you can get this. And if you don't do these things, you're probably not going to have this. Okay, so I'm just going to spell it out. And it's going to come in different line items here. Number 1, contribution. You are going to have to give more of yourself in the beginning before it comes back later. You're going to have to. So in the beginning, I contributed more than anybody, period, in the Addy org. Me and Heather Schwartz, it was a close one. I mopped the floors every night. Country music, which was really awful. I mopped these floors every night in our club. I ran our club associate program. I ordered and did all the inventory on the products. I put the calendar out every week. I went and got the toilet paper. I cleaned the bathrooms. If something broke down, I broke it down. At the STS, I walked up to the leaders at the STS and said, I want to be in charge of chairs until I get to Millionaire Team. And it sucked. I was in charge of chairs for 3 years until I got to Millionaire Team. I was the chairman, right? Yeah. And here's my schedule in those 3 years and 3 months. I had my corporate job, which was about 8 hours a day. And then I would bartend Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night until 4 o'clock in the morning, which means I did Herbalife from 5:30 at night until 10:30 at night, every day of the week. And then I did it on the weekends when I could. And this is the phase that I'm going to talk about where it's not worth it. That phase that I went through was not worth it at the time. Okay? I didn't go to Vegas on the weekends, right? I didn't go shopping and buy new backpacks and shoes, right? I didn't take off shifts from bartending. I didn't quit my job early. I missed my niece's wedding. Okay, I'm just giving you guys the straight story. I missed my niece's wedding, okay? I moved into my friend's place and gave up my apartment. I got rid of my nice car and got a crappy car. Okay, I actually rented a car for a while. Okay, my goal was to go through the it's not worth it phase as fast as possible. Because working as a transportation engineer for 35 years for $36 an hour, I do not want to go through it's not worth it for 35 years. So I'm going to tell you guys up front, you're going to have to go through an it's not worth it phase if you want this. And I'm telling you now. That means you're probably not going to go to Vegas on the weekends, right? You might miss some family things. But I'm going to tell you guys, if you're willing to go through the it's not worth it phase, you're going to get to a phase where it's worth it. At 39 months, we hit Millionaire Team. Our check was $8,200 that month. I got to go on stage in Utah and train on stage. I got to walk at the extravaganza stage in front of 10,000 people. I was starting to be looked at as a leader, right? I didn't have to mop the floors anymore. I still do, though. I like to. I didn't have to do chairs anymore, and I was able to quit both bartending jobs. And I was able to quit that corporate job forever. And I'm like, this is worth it. I'm a health coach. I'm a Millionaire Team member. I'm making more money doing this than I was at corporate. Okay, those past 3 years sucked. You know, now I can go to Vegas every now and then if I want to. I started attaching my spending to my goals. You know what? I will get a little bit nicer car now, right? I will do that. You know, so I'm gonna tell you guys, I got to a phase where it's worth it. But the catch is you got to go through it's not worth it to get there. So then I was in a phase, very brief phase of 13 months where this is worth it. And then 13 months later, because we kept working, we had President's Team. $22,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month, training all over the world. They fly us first class. They limos that pick us up at the airport with the name, you saw the name today, and all that stuff. It doesn't even make any sense. I have friends all over the planet that are living this lifestyle with me. I mean, I go to Vail, Colorado, and I stay at Leslie Stanford's ranch. You know, she has 300 horses. I don't know what horses cost, but they're a lot, right? I go to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and stay in Stefan Graziani's mansion on the beach. I mean, it's like, this doesn't make any sense. My point is I went through 39 months of it's not worth it, and then I had a period of 13 months where it was worth it, and now we're in a phase where we're not worth this, guys. As cool as I am, we're not worth this. $30,000, $40,000 a year, a month. Can't even say it sometimes. For the rest of our lives, buying my mom a home, right? Paying for my brother's wedding, like all of that stuff, not worth that. I only had to do this thing for 4 years and 4 months to get to that. You're going to get to a phase, some of you are going to get to a phase where you're going to feel like it's not worth it. And that's an awesome feeling, by the way. Mm-hmm. It's an awesome feeling because all that opens up is you want to give. That's all you want to do when you get to a phase where you can't believe how much you have coming into your life. All you want to do is give. That's it. That's all you want to do. You just want to get on a plane and fly up to Sacramento and just give what you can give. I mean, that's it. It's unbelievable. So I'm telling you guys, those three phases are coming. You can't avoid them. You can get lucky, but I wouldn't count on that. I just would be willing to take a look at it if you're willing to go through those three phases, because phase 2 and phase 3 are ridiculous. They're ridiculous. And I don't even know what our kids' lives are going to be like. Great. You guys get that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to talk about distractions in a little bit here. But does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Okay. Contribution's one of them. You are going to have to give more of yourself to the space, to your team, to others in the beginning. But I'm going to tell you what, when you get to those second and third phases, there is no amount of contribution, period, I could do. If I tried to contribute to other people 24 hours a day, it could not compete to the amount of contribution that has come back to me. Watching these guys walk the stage, watching people lose 100 pounds, watching people quit their jobs forever, watching people open new clubs at 25 years old or whatever these guys are. Unbelievable. You cannot give to people as much as you receive in this company. But you got to give a lot in the beginning. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Contribution's a huge one. And it's not fun. I remember mopping floors and people were moving faster than me, right? They were focusing on their business and their clients and their people, and I'm mopping floors. And Mark just used to say to me, keep doing what you're doing. You're going to be relevant someday. You're going to have influence someday. The people that don't contribute are not going to be either. She's very relevant and very influential in this region right now. The president's team in the region called me and said, can we have her to run this STS with us? She's relevant and influential because how she shows up for them. She didn't walk up to them and say, hey, I hit a cut a mill team. I deserve to speak on stage. She walked up to them and said, well, what can I do to be like you? You guys get that? And for those of you that aren't contributing, you're going to have to figure that thing out. Okay? Contributing your time, your energy, your attitude, money if it's needed to make this place run. Okay? If these two stop paying rent, you guys don't have a place to work. And if it's all on them, you guys don't have a place to work. And if none of us grow, we can't open Manteca. And we can't open San Francisco, and we can't open Seattle or any other cities. You guys got that? So contribution, figure out a way to contribute. And just walk up to someone who is contributing and say, how can I help? What would make this place a better place? And I'm telling you guys, it will come back, but not until you put the time in first. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Accountability. All I mean by accountability is doing what you say you're going to do. It can also be called integrity, but if you say you're going to be here at 7:30 for the Saturday training, be here at 7:30 for the Saturday training. That's it. Accountability and integrity. Just do what you say you're going to do. You don't have to hold yourself to, I'll open and close every day of the week, and you don't have to do that stuff. Just whatever you commit to doing, just do it, so that people can have accountability in you. They can know what your integrity is. And when I mean integrity, I don't mean good person, bad person. I just mean integrity means doing what you say you're going to do. Like in a relationship, I'm going to be with you and you're going to be with me. We have integrity. You guys get that? Okay. Because when there isn't accountability, integrity, we lose trust. And when we lose trust, things get a little dicey. People start doing some interesting things when trust breaks down. You guys got that? Okay, cool. You guys, I'm going to ask you guys that you take on ownership of this place. I'm asking that you guys call this your place. So if it's your place, who's putting the chairs away?
Me.
If it's your place, who's cleaning the bathrooms?
We are.
If you don't act like it's your place, it never will be.
That's right.
I promise you, it never will be. They acted like the other place was their place. And they went one step better. Not only did they didn't have to get that place, they went and got their own. Didn't happen by accident. They put their butts on the line for this place. 25 years old, they've got a lease. They're on the hook for $20,000. Plus they can get sued, insurance, all this other stuff. They put their butts on the line for this. They acted like owners before they owned it. You guys got that? Okay, cool. And I'll tell you this is not being harsh or anything like that, but for the people that don't show up and take ownership and contribute, they'll find people who will. That's what we did in West LA. We found people who would. I was just decided that I was going to do that. And Laura Holloway and Heather Schwartz and Jake Dwyer, they just decided that they were going to do that. And what's interesting is they all got the president's team. Really interesting how they all got the president's team. It's crazy how that works. So cool. How you guys doing so far? We doing good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is going to require having a no matter what schedule and being accountable to your no matter what schedule. Okay? Your no matter what schedule means you're going to work your job no matter what. You're going to build your business here no matter what. Whatever you write down on your weekly calendar, you're going to do no matter what. And these guys can help you put together a no matter what calendar, but that includes trainings, that includes doing activities, whatever that includes in your no matter what calendar. Just write out your no matter what calendar and stick to it. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, you guys are in business for yourselves, but you're not on your own yet. Okay? We get a lot of people that, I'm my own business owner now. I'm going to sleep in on Monday. Right? Or, you know what, I'm not going to clean the bathrooms tonight. I'm just going to go home. It's amazing when people think that they're their own business owner, all of a sudden they act like the employees that they would fire. Right? So I'm going to tell you guys right now, in this it's not worth it phase, by the way, it's not worth it right now. In this it's not worth it phase, you guys are going to have to max out your schedules. Okay? You guys are going to have to cut out a certain amount of hours a week at your job. And if you don't have a job, go get one. And I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. Go get a job. Okay, if you're working 10, 15 hours a week, find a way to increase it to about 25 or 30. Okay? There is no excuse before 2.5 get or mill team to not have a job. There's no excuse. Okay? Because if you're financially unstable, your business will never grow. It never will. You won't be able to contribute to this place. You're too worried about your bills. You won't be able to go to trainings. All of a sudden, you don't have to raise your hands, but how many of you are freaked out? You got to spend $1,000 or $1,200 to go to St. Louis this year, right? It's already in our head, right? It's already in our head. I said you didn't have to raise your hand, but I appreciate it.
Jerry, I'm very open.
Yeah. So you guys are going to have to max out your schedules, like I did. 2 bartending jobs, my corporate job, the rest of it was Herbalife. And it's funny when you max out your schedule, how successful you become, because there really isn't any time to screw around. There's no time to play video games and go shopping and be on Facebook. You know, it's amazing. When I was in college for 7.5 years, when I had 18 credits, I got great grades. When I had like 9 or 10 credits, which was the minimum to play sports, I got terrible grades. It's like I was either doing sports or I was studying, and that's when I was most successful. So you guys are going to have to max out your schedule in this business model. Okay, you're going to have to. I'm going to talk about money. Is going to be the last thing that I talk about. You're not getting any of those top 10 jobs in the United States that I showed, or any of those top 10 degree jobs in the United States that I showed, or any of these doing 30 hours a week. It's not going to happen, guys. No one's getting the millionaire team or president's team doing 30 hours a week. Okay, I'm just going to tell you guys that. A 30-hour-a-week job is one thing. 30 hours here is another thing, but that's 60 hours a week. Anybody that thinks they're going to get to millionaire team or president's team or become a surgeon or become an engineer doing 30 hours a week, you guys are kidding yourselves. It's not going to happen. And the only reason I got lucky is I was already playing volleyball 70 to 100 hours a week. So when I went to work, I just figured you had to work 70 to 100 hours a week. That's why it's so important to have a job right now. You guys need to know what it feels like to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Because number one, your team members are going to do whatever you do. If you're working 20 hours a week, they're going to work 20 hours a week. That's just what they're going to do. When you get in the habit and you build that muscle of working 70, 80, 90 hours a week through the it's not worth it phase, then all of a sudden when you get to it's worth it phase and you get rid of those two jobs, it's freedom. I went from 70, 80, 90 hours a week to like 40, 45 hours a week. It was like freedom. You guys get that? Okay, so we're going to have to max out our schedules if you guys want this or this. If you want that. And not everybody wants that, and I'm really clear. Some people right now want to be a health coach and make $2,000 a month, and that's a perfect place to be. But I always talk about what's possible. You guys are going to have to max out your schedule if you want these things. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. Any questions about that?
No.
I'll talk a little bit later about numbers as far as that goes. Okay, what I recommend is that you write down a no matter what schedule and you turn it into these two. Show them your schedule. Show them how many hours a week you work. Show them when you do your Herbalife business. Show them when you come to trainings. Write it down on a calendar and say, Pat, this is what I'm committed to doing. Okay, Pat's going to look at it and say whatever he's going to say. Okay?
That sounds smart.
Okay. There's another thing about jobs, guys. We're going to talk about, well, let me talk about jobs at the end, but I really wanted to cover that. So one other thing we're going to have to do here, guys, is we're going to have to eliminate distractions. Okay? And now life distractions are coming at us, and they're coming at us all exactly the same. I know individually we think it's all coming at us harder than it is for the person next to us, but it's not. Life's coming at all of us exactly the same, and those who are willing to go through it are the ones that are going to get there. Because life's coming at us. Now, what we can do is we can eliminate distractions. Okay? I'll give you an example. We've been president's team for 1.5 years. We just got a puppy. Okay? We just got a puppy. Okay? I'm tracking how many hours a week we put into that puppy. Right now, we're between the two of us, it's 30 hours. You're not getting a puppy and it's not worth it face, guys. It's not happening. No puppies, no rescuing kittens, no plants. You want to rescue somebody, rescue yourself and then your parents, and then get a kitten. Okay? Because that's what people do. They get bored or they get stuck and then they go rescue a kitten, right? Or they go increase their rent, or they reduce their hours at their job, or they start dating somebody. The next, or worse, they start dating somebody on the team. That just makes, now we got two people distracting each other. You guys are going to have to eliminate distractions if you want this to happen. And that's luckily what I did. I had 3 jobs and I did Herbalife. There wasn't any time for distractions. Flat tires and things like that, but that wasn't stuff that, I'm talking about the distractions we can control. Going to Vegas for the weekend, that's a distraction, guys. Going out on Friday nights and drinking, that's a distraction. It is, guys. And I'm just telling you guys, that's not the formula to get there. And I'm telling you, you don't have to eliminate distractions for long. Mark told me 3 to 5 years. It took 4 years and 4 months. And now I can have a puppy. But think about it now. We get to be home with that thing. I mean, we are with that thing. It's like a little kid to us. And when we have kids, we'll be home with them too, right? And we'll fly anywhere we want to fly with them, whenever we feel like flying with them. And they're not going to be dropped off at daycare and any of that stuff. Because we were willing to put our distractions off. Hey, there's a sacrifice to it for me as well. I'm going to be a 47, 48-year-old dad. My kids will be 65, or I'll be 65. You know? So, I mean, there's a sacrifice for us as well. But think of the time I'm going to get to spend with them. Think of the life I'm going to get to show them. And if you have some of those things in your life, just manage it. But don't take on any new distractions. Don't go buying a new car. Don't get a nicer apartment. Don't quit your job. Don't do any of those things. Those are all distractions right now. Okay, you guys need to be in the game. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, it's part of the no matter what schedule. And let's see here. You guys are going to have to commit to 2 training days a week. You guys are going to have to commit to 2 days a week where you're learning not only about this business, but you're also learning how to grow. Leadership skills, time management skills, time blocking, accountability, contributing to the club. There needs to be 2 days a week where it's not fun and fitness and community and sweating. Okay, we have 2 days a week in Redondo, Thursday nights and Saturday mornings, where we're not in fitness clothes. We dress like this. We dress athletic professional, and we sit in chairs, and we contribute, and we do the deal, and we learn how to build a business. Because if it's all community and fitness, something will give. People will stop coming to the community because they've got to grow up. People will stop coming to your workouts because they got to get a job, or they have kids, or it's going to happen. You are not going to keep people in the community forever. You're not going to keep them coming to your fitness events forever. There needs to be more. For you guys, it needs to be an income opportunity, and there needs to be a place once or twice a week where you guys are learning them. So twice a week, you guys need to have trainings. You need to show up for trainings. You need to bring people with you to trainings. You guys need to learn this stuff week after week after week so you can teach it. I know word for word what they're going to say on the STS stage. It's not for me at this point. It's for my new people that I have in there. You guys get that? So you guys are going to have to put your schedule together where people can contribute, because that's where the body of leadership gets created. Okay? There's a body of leadership. When, in Redondo, we have a club associate program. So what we said in Redondo is you can work in this space for free. All you have to do is work the club 3 hours a week and contribute one product a month. And you can work for free all the way until you get to this point. And all of your team members can work for free. I mean, they put the money down, they're on the hook for the rent, they're on the hook for the insurance, the city, Herbalife, all of that stuff. All we're asking is 3 hours a week and contribute one product all the way to this place. And then when you get to this place, pay some rent, contribute to the promotions. When you get to this space, pay a little bit more. Because now we have a thing in Redondo, we have 110 people that are working 3 hours a week. So guess how many hours a week I have to do? 3 hours a week. Everyone's got to be there 3 hours a week. And when I'm there that 3 hours a week, it's not for me. I'm not doing personal calls and wellness profiles and on the computer. I'm working for my team. Just that 3 hours a week. And I'm telling you guys, that's how the body of leadership gets built. When you have all of you guys doing that all at once, no one has to be here 15 hours a day making shakes. No one has to mop the floor 7 days a week. Right? You guys got that? No one has to open every single time or close every. You guys get my point? When that body of leadership gets established, you guys are going to be very powerful because you're going to have time to build. You're going to know that when you come in here with a guest and AJ and Nacho are at the bar, you know that guest is just going to get the treatment. You know they're going to get it. They're going to show them the deal. And you're going to do the same thing for them when they bring people. And when you get that, and you get that trust built and that culture built, watch what happens with this place. And the people that show up late and don't show up and don't work their club shift and don't mop the floors, all they're going to do is tear this down. That's what they're going to do, and they don't belong here. It doesn't work. It breaks down trust. I guess 3 hours a week, I mean, come on, it's nothing. You know, $69 in 3 hours a week. It's pretty good, right? All right. And then same thing with the STS. That's just, there's a whole invisible leadership that happens at the STS. So you guys find a way to take on a role at the STS, because the leaders will start noticing. The Prez team in the area just noticed, and they're giving her the most important role in the entire region. Like, wow, that's relevant. She's relevant and influential. She's going to get perks out of it. She's going to get time with Prez team members and Chairman's Club members. She's going to learn what they know. She's going to get mentored by more than just me, because she was willing to do that. You guys got that? Okay, cool. All right, how are we doing so far? Good. One breath. Okay, that's great. All right, so let's do this. Any questions right now? And I want you guys, any concerns, any worries, I want you guys to hit me with those questions. We need to be as transparent as we can and say your name so I can get to know your name first. But say your name and then ask me the question about what we've talked about so far. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Marty.
First. Marty.
Hey, y'all.
Along the lines of the no matter what schedule, Gary, excuse me, as of recently, I have had more of not family, friends, close friends that I've been friends with almost 20 years. Throw you've been extra busy and everything is Herbalife. How, if you did deal with that, how did you approach that situation? Because I mean, they're like family, and it's like they're claiming that Herbalife is, that's all I'm worried. You're worried about you and your Herbalife friends.
So Jake Dwyer and Laura Holloway.
No matter what schedule.
Jake Dwyer told his parents he wasn't going to be home for Christmas for 3 years. That's what Jake Dwyer told his mom and dad. Laura Holloway told her mom and dad that she wasn't going to be home for Christmas for 3 years. Okay? Every year now, at the same time, Jake takes his parents to Europe for a month. He buys a brand new car. He has it made in a factory in Germany. His dad and his mom and him fly over there. They pick the car up from the factory, and they drive all over Europe for an entire month. They go to places that, I mean, in Monaco and Monte Carlo, but a lot of places start with an M for some reason. And his parents I mean, how they feel. I mean, they gave him so much hell for those 3 Christmases. My mom did the same thing, guys. There was so crazy. I was Get Team. I was making $2,200. No, almost Get Team. I was making $2,200 a month. One of those former companies called me and said, "We'd like to interview you for a job position." They flew me to Cleveland, lovely city in the winter. They flew me there, and I walk into this room, and all of a sudden, all of these guys in suits stand up and say, "We'd like to welcome our brand new vice president of sales." Like, oh my God, I just wanted to use the flight so I could go home for Christmas, right? So they offered me a $250,000 job working for this company. And I remember telling my mom, it's the only time my mom's ever been disappointed in me. It's because here I'm making $2,200 a month with Herbalife, and I turned down a $250,000 a year job, which would have been the worst handcuffs I could have put on. It would have been the worst. It would have killed me. I knew the guy's job I was taking, severe alcoholic. I mean, I knew I was going to be answering to the 5 top people in the company, and I was going to have my Herbalife life was over at that point for money. And just my mom being disappointed in me was brutal, because my mom is the definition of just unconditional love. That's my mom. Like I could go to jail and my mom would be like, "That's all right, son, you're in the best jail around." Good job, you got to talk down to 3 days in jail instead of 10. Just unconditional love. And just, Laura having to tell her parents that, and Jake having to tell her parents that, it's just for a little while. But your friends right now are a distraction.
Yeah.
They are. And weddings are a distraction. My niece didn't speak to me for a while, but I tell you what, she has triplets right now. Uncle Jerry's good with the triplets. And they get it now. My sister's coming out here. She's been bashing this for so many years. That's a pyramid scheme, and on and on and on.
Yeah.
No, we're taking her down to Cabo so she can do wedding planning with me and Kimberly. Not complaining now. I'm telling you, your friends are a distraction, and their lifestyles are a distraction. And the more successful you get at this in the beginning, it's going to be really hard for them. Your friends are a distraction. Dating's a distraction. Plants and puppies and kittens are distractions. Those things are distractions. I'm not telling you to disown your friends, but I'm saying you're going to have to manage distractions, whatever that means for you. For a little while. For me, it was 39 months. That's not that long. It's not that long. You got that?
Yeah. No, I definitely get it. I'm just, they didn't get it. They still don't get it. It's like, dude.
And they're not going to, but they will.
Yeah.
They will.
Be on the
I'm
other
taking
side.
right now my best friend, he's a chiropractor. He's what he does. He moved to California with me. He hasn't really been in communication with me the past 3 or 4 years. Right now, I'm doing an investment thing with him. I'm actually going to buy him a condo in Panama, and he's going to pay the monthly payment, but he's going to be able to leave California and actually go down and practice where he loves. And he just can't even. I just took him to lunch one day and I said, "Hey, that thing you want to do in Panama, I'm going to help you do it."
Wow.
Like crazy. And it's an investment for me, which is great. Right. But now he's not, because he just hates his life here. And down there he can have a way better life. And so my little brother wants to have a deep sea fishing business in Panama as well. So now I've got my best friend of 25 years and my brother within the next 5 years that are all going to be living down in Panama, and I get to do that. So we gotta stay in the bubble for a little while. And wedding season's going to come up, and Christmas and bachelorette parties, and those are all distractions. There's just so many flavors of distractions right now. Dating is a distraction. When I started dating Kimberly, I just said, well, you can take one Saturday morning off and hang with me. No. We talked about this. No.
It's not that easy at my house, Harry. I'm
saying it's all the same.
I know.
I was getting texts from my female team members at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It didn't go well. No. They're like, "Listen, this is my business. I'm 24 hours a day right now until." Yeah. And you know what? She's digging it now. She's digging it now. Yeah, she's. Yeah, it's good. And all of her friends right now, they're hating on her.
I'm sure.
That's going to be one of your distractions. Okay. That's going to be, and then like Mark told me, he's like, you're either with me or not. But I joined Mark in the business. He's my other best friend. Joined him in the business, so we totally get each other. All my other friends. It's funny. I've outgrown them. We talk about
No.
People at the highest level in life talk about opportunity and possibility and extraordinary. Like that's what we talk about now. Like I was at Leslie Stanford's house for 2 weeks. She makes $400,000 a month. She's the most down-to-earth human being I've ever met in my life. She, one of the president's team members' wife went into labor, so she gave them her jet so that he could make it there to watch the baby be born. Her jet. When he had the accident, they used her plane to do 40 loads of supplies back and forth to. That's what she gets to do, and so that's who I'm associated with now. Those things, I don't really care what the Broncos did. You know, it's like people at the high level of life like that. They talk about opportunity and anthropology and giving. It's like that middle section, which is our friends. They mostly talk about events like the Lakers game and what happened with Kim Kardashian and things like that. And then people at the lowest level just really talk about other people.
Ooh, I'm right now.
And so for now, Marty, you gotta probably stay away from those two groups for now, because you're gonna be the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. I mean, I got to hang out at Leslie Stanford's house for 2 weeks. I mean, Mark Addy and Laura Holloway and Stefan Grazia, you guys don't know these people, but these guys are legends in this company. And we live in a bubble, guys. I mean, we have our own Oscars, we have our own Grammys. I mean, we live in a bubble, but you know what? I like this bubble.
Yeah.
Everyone's healthy, happy, clappy, all that. But that's a good question. Yeah. Dating, boyfriends, they're not going to understand what you do. Girlfriends are not going to understand you hanging out with these guys. You know, like Khalil, when he first visited our nutrition club, and he met Style Bell and Brian Holofield and Garen. Khalil's kind of like went to Alicia like, who you been hanging out with? You know? And he lost 40 pounds, which is great. So, it's a big one.
Right.
Or choose what was on the board before and your friends for a while. You can have your friends now and what was on the board, or you can have your friends in a few years and what's on the board.
Yeah, they should wait.
Okay? And I told you guys I'm going to be real straight. This is straight. My friends drink and they party and they eat unhealthy and they talk about other people and they talk about Lakers games, and I don't have time for it. I got offices to build and Prez team members to develop, and I'm on a mission right now, and I'm working harder than I've ever worked in my life because I love what I do, and I don't have time for that. Okay?
Yeah, what did you, so I'm like, I've been basically listening to everything you've been saying, and
I hope so. There's a recording in case you missed it.
It's AJ talking, y'all.
Right? Who are you?
I'm kind of worried about how I'm going to balance everything. Or is there a balance, or is it just like sleepless nights and that's just how it is? Like how, because I know you had a corporate job, then you had 2 bartending jobs. So how did you balance all that? Still being able to like build a business, still being able to like be there for your team, do all the follow-ups, still be able to go out and get. How do you balance all that?
It was brutal. It was brutal. Imagine going to the gym and bench pressing. You've never been to the gym before. Imagine going to the gym and bench pressing the most weight you can 400 times. How your body would feel the next day. That's how I felt for about 3 years. So I'll give you an example just to scare you guys all out of the building. But Fridays, I would go to my corporate job, okay? So I'd be there as long as I had to be there. And then Friday evening, I would go to Healthy Happy Hour at the club, so we'd get there about 5:30. And then I had to bartend at 9:30 on Friday nights at the basement. You can imagine what that place looked like, right? And then I would bartend until 3:30 in the morning. Then I had to be back up in West LA at 7:30 in the morning. And back then, our Saturday trainings went 7:30 to 4:30.
What?
Okay, that's how they went. So those guys that are complaining about 2-hour trainings on Saturday, ours used to be 7 hours. So, but here's what happened. The language of I'm so overwhelmed and I'm so tired and how am I ever going to get through this? Somehow it just went away. And I just built the muscle to be able to deal with it, which was great when I didn't have to do those things anymore. And now my ability to hold for a lot, I have more stress, more accountability, more responsibility than I've ever had in my life. And I've never been more peaceful and more fulfilled in my life. Because all I did was exercise the muscle of those things. If you're working 30 hours a week right now, if you go to 70, you're going to be exhausted. Yeah. You're going to be. It's just the way it is. And then after doing it for a while, you're not going to be exhausted. So it's going to take time management. Like for instance, when I left the office at 4:30, I had to go straight home, right? I had to calm my mind, get a 2.5 hour nap because I had to bartend on Saturday nights, okay? At 40 years old, by the way. Okay? I didn't have time to play video games. And I didn't have time to go dating and stuff. I just didn't have time for that stuff. So it's just skills. It's just skills. There was a time when you couldn't shoot a layup. I know it's hard to believe, but you couldn't. And then you're a college basketball player. You build skills. You'll build the skills here. You'll take on stress better. You'll deal with anxiety better. You'll have a bigger container. Mark and Jill have 30,000 people in their organization. They're never stressed out. You ever seen CEOs of a company? They're never the ones that are speeding across town in a car. It's always us, right? What's so important in our lives? We're speeding across town, you know? It's just muscles. And again, it's just for a little while. How old are you? 23? Good, 24. You're 24. What if 28? What if at 28 you never had any of those concerns ever again? What if you never had to worry? Like, what if you could pay 4 years from now? You could pay cash for your daughter's college 4 years from now, and she's not even going to be in college for another 15 years, 16 years.
Give me that, I'll take your stress, AJ.
Give him your stress. It's just skills. Putting your friends where they need to put them, putting your time where you need to put it, it's just skills. And I know what you got going on, but so does everyone here. We all have the same stuff going on. I can't answer that question for a single mom working 2 jobs with 3 kids. I can't answer that question because I can't come from that place, but I can come from the place of I worked 3 jobs at 40 years old and didn't sleep. I can come from that place. So there are unique people in Herbalife that have circumstances that I can't relate to, but I had it pretty rough. I had it pretty rough for a little while, not now. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Am I scaring any of you guys away yet?
No.
Okay. Cool. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's make it a very efficient 5-minute break, just so you guys can get water, kind of recharge. There's another section coming up that I want to talk about. I know that some of you guys cannot stay here all night, but I'm here all night. So I've got a lot of stuff to still cover, but if you have to leave, that's cool. But let's hit the bathrooms real quick. Let's get some water real quick. Let's be back in 5 minutes, right?
I'm here all night.
We gonna keep this recorded?
Oh, yeah. What's up, y'all? Let's see who's on. We got Kenya.
Hi, boo.
Melissa. Sabi. Nicole.
Oh, it's right here.
Ryan. What's up? Y'all gonna let us see y'all or not?
No.
Huh?
The mice sound like that. Who's this one?
Hello, bathroom break.
That's
Ryan. That's Ryan.
That was really my question.
She on the toast? Hey, Mama Beast. You gotta go to the back.
Yeah. Alright, cause I still got it. I gotta make my meals. That's another hour. I'm not eating, so eat mine. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be the dad that's like that. Just let me know when you're ready.
I wanted to do that. Cool concept, but yeah, the structure or just and it's
I haven't seen you since Big Bear, right? Oh. Yeah. Oh,
I have a distraction.
How are you guys doing? Good. What's that? Yeah. Hi. How are you?
Hello. What's up, family? Who else is on here? Is there more? Can I see more people? I don't know. I don't want to mess anything up. But, hi. Hi. Hi, Kenya. Who is this? Hi, Buddha. Hi, Jalissa. Nicole. Who's TV? 415. Oh. Can you guys hear when he's talking? Now you can. Okay, cool. Kenya, if you're talking to me, I can't hear anything you're saying. You're on mute. She's talking. Her lips are moving.
I know. I was saying at first when it first started, you couldn't hear him, but then maybe like 5 minutes into it, you started to hear him better.
Okay, cool.
Heck of a
Well,
Who are these people?
who else is on here? I know. I tried to look at more people, but I was afraid that I was going to exit it. I don't think there are any more people. Oh.
Hey, don't stop it.
Stop what? She's not. She's not. I was just talking to Kenya. See, that's
Tell Lakeisha to come say hey.
You can do this. Hey. That's all.
No, tell Lakeisha behind you.
Kenya say.
Hey.
All right. And we're back.
Sabasty, what up? Kenya was supposed to be here, but I ain't gonna say nothing else. I ain't gonna say nothing.
You just said something. I am there. I'm just not there physically.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
You gotta get on the same page. So. No matter what you do, you gotta get on the same page. It's just not different. Okay. Snow, yeah, all water would be great. All right, we're missing half the people. I got one more thing to say about distractions. And then we're gonna
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Get some.
Okay, I'm gonna try and keep this to a half hour because that's what we're committed to. So let's get everybody in here so we can go. Okay, so I want to say one more thing on distractions. You guys, we have to prioritize, okay? There are distractions that are, I'm not saying give up on those things. Sick relatives, daughters, church, whatever. I'm just saying prioritize, okay? That's what I'm saying with distractions, okay? I've got a couple of guys that are in the master's degree in Pepperdine right now, and it's very, very, very difficult. They're 24 years old. I told those guys, you guys, focus on school right now. You got another year and a half. Focus on school, get great grades, get that master's degree done, pay for as much of it as you can while you're going, and in a year and a half, when you graduate, put that master's degree in your back pocket, and if you still want to do this, let's go. Okay, but I didn't say to those guys, you need to drop out of Pepperdine because this is better than you guys got me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying, disown your daughter because you're going to make a lot of money here. I'm saying prioritize. A lot of those, what I mean by distractions, I mean those distractions that aren't going to move you forward in life. Friends, Vegas, vacations, puppies, see what I mean? New cars, new clothes, new apartments, being lazy, video games. That's what I mean by distractions. Okay? If you guys have kids, great. Just prioritize, right? You guys have a significant other, great. If you have a sick relative, great. If you're a devout Christian, great. I'm not saying give those things up. That's not the intention here, okay? I had to eliminate the other distractions. I didn't eliminate my job, even though that was technically a distraction. I needed to keep my job. You guys got that? Okay. So I'm not telling you guys to fire your family and disown people and quit going to church. I'm not saying that.
So speaking of balancing your family and your job and business, so you said don't quit your job, and then you also mentioned earlier to up your hours, like max out your schedule. Like, what if you want to put more time into your business?
We're going to cover that at the end. What I mean by maxing out your schedule is the combination of work and this that's going to allow you to get rid of one. Okay? I'm not saying work 70 hours a week at your job and do this 70 hours. That's not what I'm saying. Okay? And I'll talk about it in the money piece, but let me talk about it in the money piece. And if that doesn't answer, what's your name? Shakira? We have Shakira in our office too. Great. Okay, cool. So as far as the distractions, and by the way, with your high priorities, they're all the same. Church, a sick grandfather, your child, your wife, those are all equal. Whatever your number one priority is to you is your number one priority to you. And it's just as important as someone else's number one priority. Okay? Nobody's distraction is better or worse than someone else's distraction. Okay, you guys got that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like stress. What's stressful to one person is stressful to one person. Okay? Filing bankruptcy is stressful to one person. For someone else, it's getting a speeding ticket. But it's just as stressful to that person getting a speeding ticket. You got it? You don't know the feeling when you get pulled over. You don't like it. So let's shift a little bit here. That was a lot of foundation stuff. Destiny, don't speed on my own time. That's not your destiny. So. Okay, so we're going to shift. What I wanted to start with, guys, was how we got here, right? And some foundational things. And what I like about that piece is that it sets expectations. I want to set expectations. Because if I tell you guys that this is super easy, you do this 15, 20 hours a week, you're going to go to Prez team and make $1 million a year, and that doesn't happen, that's how you get a bad reputation. That's how companies get tarnished names. And that's how people get really hurt. So I've set a very clear expectation for you guys, but here's the deal. If you guys do what I did, you're going to have what I have. That's great, because all I did was work hard. I'm not some salesy, clever guy. I just did what Mark and Jill told me to do. Sometimes. A lot of you guys are going to do a lot more than I did. And you guys are in a better system than I was in. So right now, if you do what I did, you're going to have what I have, and you're probably going to have it faster, and it's probably going to be bigger. And I'm 100% positive that everyone in here can do that. That's what I love about it. Okay? That's what I love, is I know that every single person, if they do what I did, they're going to have what I have. I know that. That's what's so great about this. That's why I'm so wired, because of the possibility. You guys got that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a shift. Let's take a shift here. I want to talk about this business model that you guys are getting bits and pieces of. Okay, and I want to talk about that. And it has to do with the history of the company. Remember, I was talking about how for a while we were a weight loss. We sold weight loss products. That's what we did. We sold weight loss products, and we used it to recruit people in network marketing and MLM and all of that stuff that people used to do this too. I apologize for making that sign, because I know, but that's what we were for a while, and that's a great business model. Okay, most of the investors today say Donald Trump, all those guys say they would have done this business model if they could have started over, because the cost of startup, $69. Leslie Stanford, $400,000 a month, dental hygienist, right? For $69, she made $400,000 a month. That's pretty cool, right? So, but we shifted, guys. We shifted to a healthy, active lifestyle company. Our organization launched Fit Club, and now it's in 93 countries. So we invented Fit Club. That's pretty cool, right? There was a time 6 years ago when you couldn't talk about fitness on the stage because it took away from the products. Like we were like, don't tell people you're working out. It takes away from the value of the products. You got that?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, don't tell people that they've got to keep coming to trainings. I mean, it's really more of a pitch, and there isn't anybody in here that wants to pitch, persuade, convince. Not one. It feels terrible. So we shifted to more of a healthy, active lifestyle company. Still a lot of recruiting going on. You kind of, for a while there, we were kind of in a stud finding business. You had to find a Patrick, you had to find a Style Bell, you had to find a Mark Addy if you really wanted to get there. And you could get there, but what I like about what's going on right now is we're shifting the business model so that it applies to all of us. We don't have to be in the stud finding business. We don't have to troll the gyms looking for the ripped guy that might take off with this thing. So I'm going to tell you guys a story. There's a guy named Bart who lives in Belgium. He's been in the business for 12 years. And the first 8 years, he didn't get very far. Okay? He just wasn't a very good recruiter. He wasn't very salesy. He wasn't really cut out for a network marketing business, which is what this is technically. So the past 4 years, something happened. He shifted his business. So he, in the past 4 years, he's gone from global expansion team making $3,000 a month to 20K president's team, which is twice as much as we make. And he works for a modeling agency, which is super. But they're probably calling for me. That's all right. Okay, you guys ready? So we're going to move past that distraction. So Bart 4 years ago was making the lower end of this, and 4 years later, he's making double over me in 4 years. Wow. So we're trying to figure out, what did this guy do? Because we're doing pretty good with Fit Club and stuff and nutrition. We're doing pretty good. What did this guy do? And here's what he did. Bart lives in a town of 35,000 people, which is about the size of, how many are here in Sacramento? I think there's 700,000 in Sacramento. So he's in a town of 35,000 people, and 90% of his team members are in that town. He has a Get team member, a 2.5 Get team member, and a Millionaire team member in his organization that all live on the same street that don't know each other. They live on the same street. Imagine if you had, on Tribute, you had one of each of these, okay? We're trying to figure out, how did a guy build a business that big? I mean, I live in a town of 11 million people. He's in a town of 35,000. His business is twice as big as mine. And I'm good at this. I'm like, what's going on here? Here's what Bart's doing. In a town of, let's use round numbers, in a town of 100,000 people, let's just take a town like this, 100,000 people, what percentage of people do you think want to own a network marketing company and recruit people and have an MLM and be entrepreneurs? What percentage of people in that? 1%. Okay, so in a town of 100,000 people, our old business model, and there's nothing wrong with that business model, targeted those 1,000 people. Okay? It targeted 1,000 out of 100,000 people. Great, that's a good business. How long does it take for 1,000 people to have talked to pretty much the other 100,000 in a town that size? How long until they pretty much have heard your deal?
It won't take long.
No, it'll probably take 3 to 6 months before 1,000 of us have spoken to 100,000 people about that. Okay? What Bart said was, why go after the 1%? Why go after those 1,000 people? In a town of 100,000 people, and for the record, it's not 100, in a town of 100,000 people, how many of them might want to be part of a community, or lose weight, or gain weight, or come to free workouts, or make a little part-time income, or get in the best shape of their life for life? Out of 100,000 people, what percentage of people might want to do that?
More than half.
How about 25%? Not everybody wants to lose weight, obviously, right? Not everybody wants to make a little bit of extra income. So let's just say 25%. Bart said, let's go after those 25,000 people and let them be any level they want to be inside of our business. Lots of clients, lots of people coming to Fit Club, lots of part-time health coaches, things like that. And that's what he's done. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go after the 25% instead of that 1%. You guys get that? Mm-hmm. That's what this new business model is all about. It's all about bringing people into the community at whatever level they self-select they want themselves to be at. Because here's what we've been doing. Going to the gym, looking for the ripped dude, and saying, you would be good as a health coach, you should come to the STS. That's what we've done. And what do? We sign up the dude from the gym. And we skip a whole bunch of steps. Yeah. Right? That's what we've been doing. And that's worked. It's been okay. But it doesn't really make sense. Like, what if it's January 5th and you get a brand new membership at the gym, right? You haven't worked out in a while, but you're at the gym and you're like working out for like 45 minutes. You came to the gym because you're getting back in shape in 2015, right? And you're loving it and you're starting to break a sweat and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get in shape. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of people come up and they move the fitness machines aside and they put some chairs in place and they pull a projector out and they say, how'd you like to be a sales rep here? You're like, what are you talking about? Well, how would you like to sell memberships at the gym? You're like, I just came here to work out and I like the gym and everything. That's what we've been doing. That's what we've been doing to people. And it doesn't make sense to some people. Yeah. We've been skipping a lot of steps. So we're going to throw some steps in here that are the next logical step that people would want to take. And you guys are going to enjoy this a lot more. Because you're not going to worry about where your next health coach is coming from. You're just going to worry about moving people to the next logical step that makes sense for them. You guys got that? Yeah. Okay, good. So, and we're going to learn to go wide, because what we're doing right now is we're finding a client, and finding a client, and finding a client, and then we're losing a client. And then we're finding a client, we're losing a client. And then we're finding a client, losing a client. And we're finding a team member and losing a team member. And that doesn't last for very long. You guys get that? That's when we start losing people, especially when there's no retail going on, right? And team members aren't making money. Like, that's a big deal. So we're going to shift all of that with the business model that we're talking about. So here's what we're doing. We are still recruiting people, and we are still getting clients. Nothing's changed. The difference is, if I run into my mom, and my mom wants to lose 30 pounds, can you put that next slide up? I got it. In the past, if I ran into my mom and my mom wanted to lose 30 pounds, I would put her over here in the client bucket and I would just coach her for a while. That's it. And she'd either get a health result or she wouldn't. And then if I met Patrick, I would put him in the coaching bucket. So I had two different bridges going on. I'm doing one thing with one person and I'm doing one thing with another. I've skipped a bunch of steps with him that he should have learned along the way. I just signed him up, right? Because I was worried someone else might sign him up and all of that stuff. And I skipped a bunch of steps. Moving forward, whether it's mom that wants to lose 30 pounds or Patrick that wants to own the building, we're going to take them down the same path. Because that makes sense. Okay? It's not, oh, you love Fit Club? I'll see you in St. Louis. Right? That's what we're doing, right? St. Louis. Like, we're going to play dodgeball. You know? You guys got that? So that's what we're going to do moving forward. We're going to bring people through a systemized series of steps that just make sense to them. And they're not going to feel pressured. And wherever they stop along the way, they're just going to feel good. Does that make sense? Are you guys clear on this or not? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good? Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go over some of this. Here's what I want you guys to get. We're going to train on all of this. All right? So mom wants to lose 30 pounds. What do I do with mom? I sit down with mom and I do her numbers. Okay? Not a wellness profile. Mom has no idea what a wellness profile is. Okay, some of this lingo we're going to get rid of. Full retail, that doesn't mean anything. The program costs what the program costs. There's no, you've got to start at full retail. That doesn't make any sense. Wellness profile, no one knows what a wellness profile is. People don't even know what a fit club is. Let's just start using real language with people. Hey, I'd like to have you down to my club, and I want to do your numbers. Let me get your body fat, your resting metabolic rate. Let's, get you on the scale. And let me sit down and go over your goals with you. Talk to you about, some ways to eat clean, some free workouts that we have, things like that. Okay. My mom wants to lose 30 pounds. I'm going to sit down and do her numbers with her. Okay, that makes sense, right? Yeah. I'm going to sit down and do a wellness profile, but I'm not going to tell her it's a wellness profile because that doesn't mean anything. But the same thing with Patrick. Patrick wants to own the gym. He wants to own this place. He wants Prez Team, right? Listen, Patrick, I know you want to own this, but here's the deal. I need to take you down the same path that all of your clients and coaches are going to go down. So you and I need to sit down and I need to do your numbers. And I'm clear. I'm not walking up to Patrick saying, hey, you should be my client so you can go from 5% body fat to 4%. He's not going to be interested in that. I'm still going to recruit him as a coach, but say, listen, I got to sit down and take you down the same path that we take everyone down so you can learn it and you can teach other people how to go down that path. Does that make sense? So whether it's mom that wants to lose 30 pounds or Patrick who wants to get the Prez Team, they go down the same path. Mom starts on a program. I order her program. She pays $175 for her program, right? Patrick starts on a program, a $175 program. He pays $175 for his program. You got that? Because when Patrick starts people on programs, what's he going to charge them? $175. Patrick's going to make money his first week. Patrick's going to stick around. You guys got that?
Yeah.
Okay, any questions on that? Okay. Same thing. Now I've got mom who wants to lose 30 pounds, and I've got Patrick who wants to own the building. Get the Prez Team, right? Listen, I need you guys to both come to Client Appreciation Night. We're going to recognize you for putting on 5 pounds of muscle. We're going to recognize mom for losing 8 pounds. We're going to get you guys all up on stage. You're going to tell your name, who your coach is, what your health result is, and we're going to go crazy. We're going to raffle off stuff to you guys, sling bags, things like that, and we're going to celebrate clients like crazy. So mom that wants to lose 30 pounds and Patrick who wants to be Prez Team are at the same event standing right next to each other. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because before we were treating coaches like this and clients like this. Okay? And then at a Client Appreciation Night, Patrick feels good. He's going through what his clients are going to go through. He's going through what his coaches are going through. So he's obviously going to take them through the same path. You guys got that? All right? And that just may stop there for my mom. She may just say, listen, I'm a happy client. That was cool. I hope I can get up there on that thing next month because I've lost 3 more pounds. My mom's going to keep coming to Client Appreciation Night. That's all she wants. You guys got that? You guys clear on that? Does it make sense? Yeah. Okay. From there, here's what we've been doing with our clients and even with our coaches. Hey, bring me 2 referrals. Hey, bring 2 people to Fit Club. Hey, bring 2 people down to my nutrition club. That's what we've been telling our clients and our coaches. It's hard enough for us to get 2 people down. And we're telling our clients and our coaches, hey, bring me 2 people, bring me referrals and things like that. We've made it really difficult for our clients to put us in front of people. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yes.
We've made it really difficult. So here's what we've been doing for 2 months in Redondo. We've been going to our clients. We've been calling up our clients and say, listen, I know you got a busy schedule, all right? You're about to get started on your program. We just did your wellness profile. Let me come to your house and get you started there. I'm going to tell you guys some success stories from this, okay? So I'm going to my client. This happened to me 2 weeks ago. Sonia got started on a program, and normally, here's what I would have done. I would have shipped Sonia's program to her, right? Tiffany, got that? I would have gotten on a Zoom call. I would have gotten her started, followed up on day 1, day 3, day 7, all of that stuff. Sonia would have been a great client. That's it. That's what she would have been. Here's what I did instead. I called Sonia up and said, hey, I'm going to bring your program to you. She's like, what? I said, yeah, I want to bring your program to you. I'm going to show you how to use it, all of that stuff. So she goes, well, what day? And I told her, whatever. I said, whatever day works for you. She goes, well, I'll be at the gym on Monday night. So I drive to her gym 30 miles away. Okay, not fun, right? Maxing out my schedule, 30 miles away. I drive to the gym. I get Sonia started on her program. I show her how to make her shake. I show her how to make her tea hot and cold. I map out her eating plan, what it's going to look like. I give her the calendar of our events. She goes, you know what? Maybe my daughter should do this. Could you come up here and work with my daughter as well? Okay, so a week later, I did Sonia's 1 week progress check. Okay, went there. got her daughter started on her program, and she got her husband started as well. Okay? Well, guess what? The owner of the gym wants to see what I do. Okay? So now Sonia got me 2 clients because I was willing to drive across town, and now I've got a new potential stud coach coming in who owns the gym but wants to make what I make. Wow. You guys got that?
Yeah.
So I'm willing to go make health coach house calls now, all right, so that I can have access to her people. Because what she's not going to do is she's not going to drive 30 miles on a Sunday morning to my fit club. She's not. She's not even going to come into my nutrition club on Wednesday night at 7:30 because she's tired. She's not going to do that. But what I told her is, listen, let me bring your program to you and get you started. Anyone there at the gym that wants to sit in on it can sit in on it. Let them know they can't buy anything. That's what I told them. So some girls from the gym sat in when we went there. And they knew they couldn't buy anything. And they watched me do her numbers. And when I left, guess what they're all asking? He does all of that stuff for you? So now she's got some of the gym members that are interested in getting on programs as well. So she was a happy client. And now she's a client who's brought me 2 people. And I'm about to get 3 or 4 more. And I've got this stud person that's probably going to be in my business. Does that make sense? You guys getting this?
Yeah.
So we're breaking it down into 3 things. We're going to their homes, we're going to their offices, and we're following up with their people online, HBO, home business office. Week number 1, I go to Sonia's house, and I say, listen, your family members, your roommates, they can sit in while I'm doing this. Let them know they can't buy anything. Takes all the pressure off. Week number 2, listen, it's time for your 2-week progress check. Is it all right if I come during your lunch hour? Let your coworkers know. They can sit in on it. Let your coworkers know they can't buy anything. You got that? This week I'm going to her office. This is exploding for people, guys. This is exploding. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Crystal Crespo is a mom of 2. She lives in New York, right? She's married. She doesn't have a job, but she has no nutrition club. She has no fit club. She's gone from 3,400 personal volume a month. Last month she did 11,100. Personal volume in 1 month. Out of 4,000 people, she's number 1 in our organization. Wow. A single mom working from home. And they're all in New York. All she does now is just put her kids in the car and drives to people's homes, drives to people's workplaces all day long. And she's killing it. I'm going to tell you another story. Anthony, who's in New York. Anthony, a month ago, would have shipped a program across town, and he'd have followed up with a guy, and the guy would have got a health result. Instead, I said, Anthony, tell that guy you'll go to him. Anthony called the guy up and said, hey, instead of me Zooming and doing all this, let me drive across, one's in Brooklyn, one's in Queens, let me drive 20 miles across town, let me get you started on your program. He goes, well, can you come to my work and do it? I'm going to be at work on that day. He goes, no problem. He shows up at 3 o'clock at his work. The guy's a principal. Guess what the guy does? He has all of his staff sit in. Wow. So now Anthony has got 12 people that are all going to start the program with the principal. So now an hour and a half every Monday, he's driving 20 miles, but he's got 13 people that he's doing a little mini wellness workshop, and then he's doing a little mini workout, right? And then he's spending 30, 40 minutes getting them started on programs, doing their 1 week, doing their 2 week, doing their 3 week, redoing their numbers, and more people are flocking in. He's doing 1,000 to 1,500 volume points a month just from that 1.5 hours a week. It's exploding because people are willing to get out and do the work now, the health coaching work. Does that make sense? Go ahead.
So,
what's your name first?
Kelly. So what's the purpose of you can't buy anything? Take pressure off of them so that the curiosity?
Yeah, think of it this way. So Sonia comes, so I say to Sonia, think of it this way. 2 parts to this. If the nicest gym, period, the Equinox, are you guys familiar with Equinox? Okay, just picture the nicest gym possible. If they offer you 6 months for free, and it's the nicest gym in all of Northern California. I mean, it is awesome. And they've got your favorite workout. But it's in San Francisco. He wouldn't go. He wouldn't go. And some people are not going to drive 10 miles to go to your fit club. They're not going to come Sunday morning when they've got church. They're not going to come at 7:30 when they're tired. So for us going to them, it gets rid of any excuses. The second thing is we're telling people, hey, bring me too. Nobody is willingly going to want to go to 2 of their family members and say, hey, I want you to come across town so this guy can pitch you on why you should buy a $175 program from them. They're not going to do it. I wouldn't want to do it. And that makes it really hard on the client to bring us referrals. Yeah. But when I say to the client, I'm coming to your house, and I know you got 3 roommates, let them know they can sit in. I'll test their body fat. I'll do their numbers. I'll make sample shakes for them. I'll make sample teas, but let them know I'm not there to sell them anything. They can't buy anything. And it just takes all the pressure. Of course they're going to have you over at their house. Yeah. Of course they're going to have you at work. Yeah. Of course they're going to do that. It's already happening like crazy. And guess what they're going to be asking as soon as you leave? Yeah. And that's when you schedule there. Well, listen, I can't sell you anything tonight because that's not what I do, right? But if you want to do what she's doing, let's set up a time and I'll come back here, or you can come to me and we'll meet. And now you have access to their people and their work and their online community. And this is what's happening in Redondo in 2 months already. And I'm going to give you guys some numbers. I'm going to answer your question in a second. In September, we had 38 team members that were at 700 volume points on the 10th in September. September was a pretty good month. But all of us, we had 38 team members that were 700 volume. This month, we have 72. Okay? That are already at 700 volume points. Crystal, who did 11,100 volume points in January, on February 3rd, she was at 1,050. And she slammed. You guys, our people are slammed. Jen Davila went to 14 places last week. She's at 2,500 already. She's never hit 2,500. She's slammed. One's turning into another, which is turning into another. And that's what I'm talking about, maxing out your schedule right now and doing the work. Which you guys want to do anyway. Yeah. You guys came in to be health coaches. You guys didn't come in to be online recruiters. You didn't come in to be salespeople. And I'm telling you guys, we're 2 months into it and it's blowing up. And we're going to teach you guys how to do it. And what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to do it. And then people are going to start turning into these things called ambassadors and active members and health coaches instead of, oh, you came to Fit Club and signed up, you're a health coach. No, you're not. You're not a health coach. You're a discounted person who's never tried the products. What was the question? The other question, Dusty?
So it's, you're not necessarily, I mean, you're not selling them the product because you want them to have their own, like, you want to make it special so that they have their own meeting with you where it's their time to do their numbers and their, is that what I'm saying?
I want to take the pressure off the client.
But
and I want to take the pressure off them. I want them to sit in on it knowing that they're not going to have to buy anything at the end. Mm-hmm. It's like Fit Club. We make Fit Club free for a reason.
But if someone wanted to, like, let's say you're doing her numbers and her best friend's right there, and her best friend's like, oh my gosh, I really want to do my numbers. I really want to get started on a plan. You wouldn't do her numbers right there?
Absolutely, I would.
Yeah, okay.
Just
absolutely.
Okay. Just not, you wouldn't order her plan, you get together for a separate time. Got it.
Yeah, or even then, if they wanted to get started right then.
Okay.
But up front, I'm telling you, I would not bring products for her to buy right then. Absolutely not.
I see what you're saying.
Listen, we'll do your numbers, we'll do your goals. Basically, we're doing their wellness profile, but we're not going to use the words wellness profile. We're basically doing all of this stuff. We're saying, listen, this is what, we've got all of these workouts you can come to if you want. We've got this nutrition club you can come to if you want. If you don't want to do that, I'll come to your home, I'll come to your work, right? Mm-hmm. And do it that way.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily that you won't sell them a product, but you're not there to sell them a product. You want them to know that you're
not that night. Yeah. I want to take the pressure off all of you guys.
Yeah.
I want you guys to be able to sit down and do people's numbers without having to ask for that sale rate. Yeah. And I'm telling you guys, it's going. What are you guys laughing at? You can say it. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
So, but if they did, Liz.
Yep.
So if they did want to, like, if they were sitting there, you did the numbers, and they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, definitely need to get on plan. I got my card right here, I'm ready.
Yep. What are they doing? They're asking us if we can get them started instead of us asking them, do you want to get started? How much fun is that? I brought Tiffany Malicious to Dodgeball. I brought, you guys listen, dial in for a little bit. I brought Tiffany Malicious to Dodgeball. Okay, she came to an HOM, which we did back then. She came to a Saturday training. She came to Dodgeball. We played Dodgeball. She goes, what do I got to do? I got to sign up. I mean, what do I got to order? I said, nothing. I said, here's what you got to do. Did you like Dodgeball? She goes, yeah, I love Dodgeball. I said, can you bring 3 people to Dodgeball tomorrow? That was something I did with her 2 years ago, okay? She brought 3 people to Dodgeball. at the end of dodgeball, all 3 of those people that she brought wanted to start on programs. So she came running at me. She goes, I got to get registered. I got to get programs for these guys. I got to get my own program. She had seen her consultant that day and she hadn't even signed up yet. Okay? That's the approach we want to take. I want Tiffany coming to me asking to register because she's got 3 people that want to get on products.
Yep.
Instead of me saying, do you want to buy from me? Do you want to buy from me? That's what we're removing. And it's working because I'm watching people do it. Does that make sense? Okay, you guys clear on this?
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about how, because we're going to teach you guys how. Okay, we're in our 2nd month of it, okay? And we're going to roll it out as we're not going to stop doing what we're doing here. We're not giving up the Thursday night workouts, right? But we're going to start implementing this so you guys can start doing what we're doing. Is this making sense? Does it kind of have a calming thing? Go ahead.
What happens when people beg to stay at STS but they're not signed up yet? Like we have somebody here that's like, she came to the last STS, she's thrilled, she's bringing people, she's on her product, she's getting results, but she's begging to come to STS, which is like a step way further than.
Well, I mean, our STS has a policy, you can only come to 1 free, and then you can't come after that. You can only come to 1 as a guest.
Right.
You can only come to 1 STS in Southern California as a non-member.
So that's the question, does she sign up?
If she wants to come to another STS.
Even if she doesn't have 2 referrals?
We're going to get into all, you guys, there's going to be a lot of what ifs and a lot of scenarios, but I'll tell you guys this, get some clients started and let us do this, and all of those questions are going to get answered. We're going to get, what if they bring you 1 and 4? We're going to get into all of that stuff, okay? We're going to get into all of that stuff. That stuff we already went through 2 months ago. You guys are going to go through all of those what ifs and scenarios, but is this making sense?
Yes.
Okay, so.
Just to put it out there for everybody, we're gonna start Client Appreciation Night, Rewards Night, and trainings on Thursday. So we'll have all that coming ASAP.
So
Wednesdays.
Guys, what's gonna happen now? So here's what's gonna happen now. Because I went to Sonia is now, not only is she eligible for Client Appreciation Night, which she can come to or Zoom to, I don't care. She's probably not gonna come to it, right? But if she comes to it, I'm going to celebrate the hell out of her as a client, right? And she's going to, we raffle off stuff. And Client Appreciation Night is all about the clients. We get them all up on stage. They talk about who their coach is, their name, and what their health result is, and we go nuts. And then we take a huge group picture, and then we raffle off all kinds of sling bags and products and things like that. And then after it's over, we just have a party. We turn on the disco lights. We have every shake flavor imaginable and little shake samples up front. Every tea imaginable, little tea samples. Protein bars cut up, and that's it. So our first client, it is cute. Our first Client Appreciation Night, I was hoping we had 10 people. We had 34.
Wow.
So we had 34 clients that came because the coaches knew that they weren't going to get pitched on the business. Oh, you lost 80 pounds? You should go to STS. We weren't going to do that, right? So we had 34 clients because coaches wanted their clients there because they knew they weren't going to get pitched on the business or buying something, right? Those 34 clients brought 27 guests. So we had 61 last month at our very first Client Appreciation Night. Wow. And we got up there and it was awesome. They all told their name, who their health coach was, and their result. We had cowbells, lights, music. We went nuts, and then we raffled off all kinds of cool stuff. So all of those people, think about it right now. If those 34 people are mine, and I'm going to their home week number 1 and doing their, getting them started, and week number 2, I'm going to their home and doing their progress check, right? Not follow-up, progress check. And then week number 3, I'm going to their place of work, right? And the whole time I'm watching who's watching them online. How easy is it going to be for me to turn every one of those clients into an ambassador? I'm going to get 2 for them, not them bring me 2. I'm going to get 1 roommate. I'm going to get 1 coworker, right? I'm going to get mom and someone online. I'm going to get 2, and they're going to be eligible for Ambassador Night because I'm going and doing the work. Our rewards night. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So all I'm thinking right now is we had 34 clients and 27 guests. All 27 of those people, they got to be thinking they want to be clients now so they can go through that. And all 34 people have got to be thinking, if I get a couple of people, if I put my coach to work and get a couple of people started, I can qualify for this rewards night and get a discount and this and this and this and this. So this month, we're hoping to have 34 new ambassadors or higher and 68 new clients.
Wow.
You guys get it?
Yeah.
And it's going to happen. Our client appreciation this night is going to be packed.
Have you had a rewards night already?
Yes. So we're going to talk about that right now. So client appreciation night is all about the clients. We have this thing mapped out. We're going to teach these guys how to teach you guys. You're going to do your first one this month, and it'll be great. It'll be terrible. It doesn't matter. It's going to work.
No, it's gonna be
It will be great. I'm telling you guys, ours was a home run. Does that make sense?
great.
And then people that are remote can zoom in for it. Okay? Any questions? So they come to client appreciation night. They have a couple of options. They can just remain a happy client. And you just coach them. Home, business, online. Home, business, online, right? Okay? They can just stay a happy client. Second thing is they can put their coach to work and learn how to qualify for rewards night. Not bring me to, not send me to referrals. Put your coach to work. At your home, at your office, online. Put your coach to work. Because if your coach gets 2 people in your life started, you now qualify for rewards night. Sonia's qualified for rewards night already, if she wants it. And rewards night is basically the same thing. It's any client who's brought you 2 clients, or you've gone out and gotten 2 clients for them, and they come to rewards night, and all we do at rewards night, so all we do at a client appreciation night is offer the next logical step. At client appreciation night, you can remain a happy client. Here's the calendar of events. You can come to all these free workouts. Your coach is going to come to your home, your business, and your online if you want them to. And by the way, you have an option of qualifying for this rewards night if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 4 logical steps for a client, not get a ticket to extravaganza.
Yeah.
Right? But
So for the rewards night, when you let them know basically that rewards night is the next step, and you let them know that if you put me to work, you basically let them know to put the coach to work. They'll help you get 2 people so you can qualify
if
for
they
the
want that,
rewards program. And do you let them know at the client appreciation night what they get for becoming an ambassador?
it goes home with them on a sheet. There are 4 options.
Wow.
Happy client, and they get to select and give it to their coach before they leave.
Is that on the cards for Renando's page?
So it's like this. Yeah, we have it all done. So they tear off this half. They just on here. They're like, I just want to remain a happy client for a while. They circle that.
So cool.
They circle that, and it goes in the raffle box. The other half they take home with them.
This is genius.
They put it on their fridge.
That'd be fun.
Got it?
Yep.
So they circle what they want. They put it in the raffle box. At the end of the night, the coaches go through and pick out their clients. Oh, I got a guy who wants to be an ambassador. Got it?
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys got this? So, anyway, you guys good on that?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Rewards night. Think about Costco. What would you say the average savings is on a television? You guys like your new television, by the way?
Thank you.
That's just amazing. I would never do that. I'm worried it's going to fall. But so think about it. So Costco, average savings from a TV on Costco versus Best Buy. What do you think the average savings there is compared to like Target stuff? Just guess.
25.
25% probably, maybe 20%, 25%. Okay. Do I get a Costco discount if I don't go to the store?
No.
Do I get a Costco discount if I don't spend the $59? Then why are we giving it away? Why are we giving it away? If someone wants to qualify for rewards night, they've got to put you to work and get 2. Not bring you 2, but put you to work. Now, if they get started on their program and they bring you mom and brother, they're now qualified for rewards night.
Mm-hmm.
You go to their office and get 2 coworkers started, they're now eligible for rewards night. Okay? But who's been a coach less than a couple of months? What's your name?
Cordell.
Okay, so Cardell, you got a brand new client, and you charge her the price for the program, and you're at 25% right now?
No, 35.
35. Okay, so you do a 175 program, and you make $50 like that. And then you go to that person and do the follow up and the progress, and get 2 more. You make another 50 and another 50. You've just made $150, right? You're sticking around, right?
Right.
You're sticking around. You're going to stick around. And in that scenario, his program and those 3, he's hitting senior consultant even if he's not.
Yep.
Right? What we're not doing is giving all of that profit and discount to the person. We're not doing that. Costco doesn't do that. You guys got that?
Yeah.
So when they come to rewards night, they've started on a program with you, and they've had 2 people that have started on a program with you.
That's
You guys get that?
Yes.
Okay. That's important. We're not giving away discounts anymore. But if they do that, they're now eligible for rewards night. They come down to rewards night. We had 13 people at rewards night. They came down and we just said, we really want to thank you guys. You're building our community. You're making an impact. We had them up on stage. Your name, who your coach is, who are the 2 people you're helping get in the best shape of your life for life. Well, I helped my brother lose. What happened to my brother? Oh, my brother lost 5 pounds. And this is my coworker. She's lost 3 pounds. And we just celebrate the hell out of them. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Just want to let you guys know. And then we give them the next logical step. Just want to let you guys know you can remain a happy client. You're now eligible for a 25% discount with the option of growing that up to 50%. And by the way, if you want to learn how to get your program free and make a little bit of money, you're eligible for that. And for those of you that want to do what I do and become a health coach, talk to your person about that. They get the same next 4 logical steps. And so we had 8 out of 11 people sign up that night.
Wow.
How many times since you guys have opened have you had 8 people sign up in one night? Hasn't happened. Right? We have 8 people signed up who have been on the program, who have gotten a health result, and I've already brought 2 people in that have gotten a health result. And now we're signing them up. How huge is that? How huge is that? He made money by coaching the 3 of them. They got their discount, and now they've helped 2 people. And now they get to sign up. Do you guys get that?
Mm-hmm.
You see how much more powerful that is?
Yep.
Okay? And they can choose whatever option they want. They can choose to be a happy client and not sign up. That's fine. They can choose to get the 25% discount with the potential of earning up to 50 because they brought 2 people. And if they want to just sit through a first steps training for 45 minutes or an hour, they can not only learn how to get their program for free, but they can make a little bit of extra money. Yeah.
So once they come to rewards night and they say, you know what, actually they want to be a coach, that's when you invite them to first steps training. Right?
Yep.
And if they want to be a coach, you have to come to first step training because coaches we attend trainings.
Yeah. They have to, and just say, listen, why don't you sit through this 45-minute first steps training? By the way, you guys watched it.
Yes.
It's so good. I mean, Mira and I did it, but it's so clear. Basically, we just put your coach to work and you can earn a discount. You guys watched the first steps training last week. Can you guys do that?
Yeah.
We'll do a better one this next week. But yeah, that's what they do. So listen, what I'm going to have you do is sit through the first steps training because you're eligible to do that. And when you come out of that, let me know what you want to do. Okay? Go ahead. What's your name? Shakira.
So how does this apply to clients at a distance, or does it not?
Same way.
Yep.
Just have them zoom in.
Okay.
Just have them zoom in. Go ahead.
Rewards night, I believe on the video you have the 2 people that were brought with that person at rewards night as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No?
No. They're not eligible to be able
Only
to
at
work
client appreciation.
Just that client?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone.
Just that one. And guys, you're going to have every scenario right now because we've already signed up people in the past. You're going to have team members that have an ID that get up for client appreciation night, no problem. Okay. We're going to sift through all of that stuff. But moving forward, if someone wants to become an ambassador, they've got to start on a program, get coached by you, and you've got to go to work and get them too and coach those 2. That's the only way they can become an ambassador. And they've got to go to first steps training. That's the only way they can become an active member. And if they go to first steps training, basically what they're saying is, I'd like to learn how to follow up with my 2 and maybe get a few more. That's all they're saying. But you're still doing the work. But you're just teaching them how to do the work. Yeah, I do want to learn what you do and kind of coach my brother and my mom and maybe get 3 or 4 more people so I can get my program for free. That's what they're really saying as far as an active member. And then if you get a Patrick, you just do the same thing. Patrick, you come to the first steps training. You're now an active member. I'm going to teach you not only how to continue getting in the best shape of your life, but I'm going to teach you how to coach those 2. So the next time they order, they're ordering through you, not through me. Got that? And after you come to first steps, let's get you into Health Coach Academy so you can learn how to be a professional health coach. Okay? I'm throwing a lot of information at you guys, and I've been in this conversation for 9 months, but I'm telling you right now, it's going. Does that make sense?
It all makes sense.
Okay. I'm going to teach these guys how to do it, and they're going to teach you guys how to do it, and we're going to implement it slowly, and we're not going to change anything you guys are doing. But I'm telling you guys, this is how your team members, what's your name again in the back?
Cardell.
This is how Cardell makes $150, $250, $300 his first month the right way. He's not leaving if he does. Does that make sense? This is how people hit supervisor 1 month and hit active supervisor their very next month. That's how this happens. And this is what's happening in Redondo right now. People know where their volume's coming from now. They know how they're going to hit their 2,500 now instead of hoping they meet Pat in the gym next week. And he wants to go senior consultant next week. They know where their volume's coming from. Like Jen Davila had 14 appointments this week. She had a pretty good idea how much volume she's going to get that week. That's how Crystal Crespo did 1,050 on the first day of the month. Because they're busy. These guys are, and I'm saying, you guys are going to be busy. That's good. You won't be stressed out if you're busy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then First Steps is a 1-hour training. It's super easy. And then Health Coach Academy is Health Coach Academy 1, Health Coach Academy 2, Health Coach Academy 3. Not only do you have to participate in those, but there are certain things you have to do each week to graduate. We're not just anointing people health coach. We're not doing that anymore.
I had a question. So when you have Health Coach Academy 1, 2, 3, and 4, is it like Health Coach Academy 1?
They're in order.
So it's only one a month?
No. We're going to do them all on, we're going to get to the point where every Saturday, you got Health Coach 1 going on, you got Health Coach 2 going on, you got Health Coach, and I'll work that out with you guys on the calendar. Because now, he gets to train every Saturday, she gets to train on Saturdays, she gets to do First Steps with somebody, and now we got leadership being groomed, we got people teaching people, it's going to go. It's going to go.
Didn't you just hear her talk about like 5-star?
So 5-star and 10-star ambassador are just for those people that want the discount and want to keep sending you people. They don't want to go to First Steps. They don't want to be an active member. They don't want to learn how to do what you do. They don't want to follow up with those people. They don't want to order their programs for them. And they're going to be very rare, but you will have some people, like my mom, does not want to go to First Steps training. But she sent me Brenda, she sent me Lori, she sent me Aaron, she sent me Austin. When she gets 5 of those, I'm giving my mom a really cool gift. We're giving our 5-star and 10-star are only for ambassadors. That's it. It's just to give them really cool gifts because they keep bringing you clients.
Yeah, it's a way to reward.
Okay? But we don't put those clients' volume through them. We don't do that. All right? You guys, I'm going to teach you guys all this. And I'm going to teach these guys this. Right now, you guys are hearing a lot of this for the first time. But just understand it's really taking off. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like that? I mean, in the back of our heads, we're like, damn, I'm going to be busy right now. But so what? I'm going to be busy right now. Right? Go ahead. What's your name?
Mark. So for us newer coaches, will we be able to retrain? Because I'm trying to go to the coaching academy myself.
Here's what we're going to do.
The old way.
And there's going to be some grandfathering going on. But for Mark, here's what we're going to do. You're on your program, right?
Yes.
Do you have 2 clients?
Yes.
Okay. So you're eligible to go to Rewards Night, and I would do that. And I would get up and get recognized as an ambassador. I would do that. And then I would go through First Steps training and get up and get recognized on Saturdays as an active member. Right?
Yes.
And then I would jump into Health Coach 1, 2, and 3 after that and do the requirements you can graduate as a health coach. I wouldn't call yourself a health coach until then. We're going to grandfather you. You're going to qualify. You're going to get recognized. You can get recognized on Client Appreciation Night for all I care. When it comes up this month, get up there. You've gotten a health result. You paid for a program. Okay? Moving forward, though, we won't have to grandfather anybody. They'll just go through this process. They'll just naturally go through this process. That's
Yeah.
but they'll naturally go through the process. And whether it's Mom or Patrick, they're both going to go through the same process.
You stop when you want.
You stop when you want. Right? And we only present the next logical steps if you want them. And you only self-select them if you want them. Instead of dude, you're ripped, sign up, you're a health coach. And here's your discount. And by the way, when I sign him up to a discount, and he's never even been on the products, when he gets someone started, guess what he does? He signs them up at a discount. And then guess what that guy does? Signs them up at a discount. Now, none of them are making any money. How long is he going to stick around? He'll stick around for the community a while. You guys have noticed that. And they'll stick around for the friendships for a while. But I'm going to tell you guys, something's got to give. Something's got to give. And I'll put it to you guys this way. And I'm sorry I'm going late, but this is just a lot of stuff. But I'll put it to you this way. It's really important that you understand where you're at. If you're a client, it's important that you understand you're a client. Okay? And if you're a health coach, it's important for you to understand that you're a health coach. And if you're a business builder and you want to own the building, it's important that you're that. But don't get confused. Don't pretend you're a business builder when you're actually a client. That's the biggest letdown people have. They bring on 2 new clients a month and they think they're a business builder. No, they're not. They're a health coach. So I want you guys to get really clear on what those things are. Get really clear. Are you a client? Are you an ambassador? Are you an active member? Or are you a health coach? Or are you a business builder? And you'll know by the amount of work you do. Right? If you get 2 new clients this month, you pretty much know that you're an ambassador or maybe a health coach. You get 5, 10 new clients this month, you know you're a health coach. Right? You start showing up and building team members, you know that you're going to own the building someday. You got to get really clear that you're not mistaking what you're doing. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So go through the process. This is great. You get to go through, you get to hit all three of those things. Get up for client appreciation night, tell your client story, and then go to ambassador night, or rewards night, graduate as an ambassador, sit through first steps training, and now Saturday morning you get recognized as an active member. And then do the work to graduate to Health Coach Academy so you can get up at the graduation at the end of the 4 weeks and say, I'm a health coach.
Yes, sir.
And then guess what you're going to do when you meet someone new? That. Right?
Yeah.
It's making sense, right?
Yeah.
You guys, what's going to happen is people are going to hit qualified producer in their second month. They're going to, because we're doing the work. Here's what we were doing in the past. You know, Cardell, this is great. I'm going to do 5 wellness profiles for you, help you get a few people started, and then you're on your own. That's what I was doing in the past.
Yeah.
And you know what? Those 5 people, hey, can you bring me some referrals? It's so hard. This is a lot of work, but you guys are going to get a lot out of it. Make sense? Okay. Now remember, we haven't taught you guys this yet. So it's still theory for you guys, but we're in action doing it. The Michigan group, Tim Hendricks' group, is doing it, and they're killing it. It's 65 clients at their first client appreciation. Okay? You guys are going to have a lot of clients.
Yeah.
Okay? But we can get into the what ifs and the scenarios. You guys still have to do the work to get clients. You still have to do face-to-face invites. You still have to do the work. But now we're going to turn 1 client into 20. And I'm going to show you guys how to draw it all out and web it and everything like that. It's not going to be find a client, lose a client. It's going to be find a client, do the work and get them 2. They become an ambassador, do the work to get this one too. They become an ambassador. Now they want to become we're going to build this thing. Crystal Crespo has 11 of these clusters going. Taryn has 11 of these things going. Taryn got 3 frontline supervisors last month.
Damn.
By doing that. And he's doing all the work, all the way down. 6 levels. Tiffany, you were made for this. You were made to do this. That's what you were supposed to do. You weren't supposed to be trolling the gyms looking for a stat. It's too hard. You don't know where your next business person's coming from that way. This way, before people know it, they've got like 6, 7, they got 2 coworkers, 2 family members, one of their roommates all on programs. All of a sudden their program's free and they get a check from Herbalife for $222. They're like, what is this? Right? That's what's happening with people right now. They're getting wholesale checks from Herbalife in the mail and calling their coach and saying, what is this?
I would not.
Do I cash it?
That's what's happening. Okay? All right. I'm going to try and wrap up here in 9 minutes. You guys got 9 more minutes?
Yep.
I got all the time in the world.
Okay. Okay. So the last thing I want to do is I want to talk about, man, I'd love to get both of these done. So I'm going to have you guys write down a formula. Okay? The first thing I'm going to tell you guys to do is don't quit your job. That's what I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to tell you to leave your job according to these 4 things. Okay? Here's what happens. We have a couple of good months. Cardell gets 3 new ambassadors started. He gets a health coach who graduates, and he's got 5 new clients. Cardell's working as a bartender, and he's making $1,500 a month right now. And then he has a couple of good months with Herbalife, and what does he do? He quits his bartending job. Okay? All right? How's he going to get ahead doing that? And then a couple of months, he doesn't have as good of a month, and now he's stressed out financially. I'm going to ask you guys, and this is for these 2 as well, I'm not mentoring anybody anymore if they quit their jobs. But if they leave their jobs, I will go to the ends of the earth for them. Okay? And here's what that looks like. Can you write this on the board? Here's what this, what's that?
I said, I want to burn mine down. You still gonna help me out?
So write this on. I want you guys to really get this, because we have so many people quitting their jobs and they're not earning. They're just quitting their jobs. So write down 24 times 7 equals 168. There are 168 hours in a week, okay? Let's say you're working a 40-hour-a-week job. So write down 40 hours, okay? That leaves 128 hours.
This is the formula, right?
Yes.
So you're working 40 hours at your job. That leaves 128 hours. Let's say you're sleeping 7 hours a night, which is more than I slept. That's 49 hours. Okay, that leaves you with 80 hours to build your Herbalife business and the rest of the stuff going on in your life. 80 hours to do this. Why would somebody working 20 to 30 hours a week or 40 hours a week quit their job? When there's this many hours to do Herbalife in a week. Now I get it, you have kids, church, family, grandpa, I get that you got that. You guys have 80 hours a week if you're sleeping 7 hours a night and working a 40-hour work week. Don't quit your job. Okay, I'm gonna put a formula together. Because things get really scary when you do that. And if you don't have a job right now, I'm just gonna say it, go get one. Because you guys have not earned not having a job. Okay? Even if you're doing Herbalife 30 hours a week and you don't have a job, what you're teaching your team is I only have to put in 30 hours a week in my life. And it's not gonna get you there. 30 hours isn't gonna get you anywhere in anything. Music, anything, nothing. So my recommendation is don't quit your job. Okay, because I'm telling you guys, it's probably going to take 70 hours a week between your job and this to get up the marketing plan where you need to get. And if you do it, your team members will do it. Okay, and you're never going to worry about money. Here's what I recommend. Write down whatever you make in a month right now. So let's say you're making $1,500 a month right now. At your jobs, okay? And I'm telling you guys, if you'll follow this formula, I will coach you forever. I will come up here every month. I will do whatever. I will buy new TVs. I don't care. Let's say you're making $1,500 a month right now. When you start making 1.5 times that with Herbalife, whatever that number is, so in this case, $2,250. When you make that 3 months in a row, you can check off requirement number 1. If you miss any of those 3 months, it resets. So if you're making $2,000 a month at your job, when this gets to $3,000, 3 months in a row, check it off. You guys got that? That's number 1. Number 2, whatever your bills are, all of your bills, including your rent, your products, your STS, your promotion money, all of it. Whatever your bills are in a month, write them all down, because most of you don't know, and I know you don't know, because I don't know. So let's say your bills are $1,000 a month for everything, food, the whole deal. When you have 6 months of that in an account, wow, check that one off. Right now, if you got fired from your job and Herbalife didn't pay you another dime, how would you do for the next 6 months? I was there too a year ago. Okay, check that one off. Number 3, when you have a 3-stone pin, which means you have 3 frontline active supervisors. A 3-stone pin, for those of you that are new, you'll figure that out. What that means is you have 3 AJs, or 3 Patricks, or 3 Tiffany Bates, 3 people in your team that are doing $2,500 every month. That's a 3-stone pin. Check that off. Frontline, right? Frontline. Okay, when you have 3. Because right now, if Patrick's my only guy and something goes bad, I'm in trouble. He could quit. He could go to another company. He could. I'm screwed because I only have 1. All I'm asking you guys to have 3. And this is mainly for leadership right now, just so you guys get this. And then number 4 is you sit down with your upline, at least Mill or Prez team, which is me. If you guys do all 4 of these things, I promise you, you will start building habits where you will never have to worry about money again. You won't have to worry about stability. When you quit your job, when you leave your job under this formula, number 1, just do the exercise of this. But if you leave your job under this formula, it'll be forever. It'll be forever. Okay, number one reason people break up. Number one reason for divorce, money. Number one reason people go to jail, money. Number one reason we have stress, money.
It really is the root of evil.
We're removing that. It's not the root of all evil. It's how we behave about it. Think of your opinion of the IRS. Those people are making our company run, our country run, and they're working their job so they can take care of their family. But we hate them because they hold us accountable over money. We hate them, right? It's funny. It's not their job. It's our job to take care of that, not theirs. You guys got that? I filed bankruptcy because I didn't follow this formula. Took my car, took my house. Debilitating. 40 years old, bankrupt. It's debilitating. I don't want you guys to go through it. You guys follow this formula. What's that?
What's the fourth one?
The fourth one is you sit with your upline mill team member or your upline Prez team member, which in this case right now is me, and say, I've done this and show me, I've done this and show me, and I've done this and show me. And that's when I'm going to say, you know what, you need to leave your job. Someone who can coach you on money. Because I will not mentor anyone that doesn't follow this anymore. I can't watch it happen. We're running some sick promotions right now, and we need to be able to give really great gifts on rewards night and client appreciation night. And if we're not all able to contribute money at the level that we need to, none of it works. All the stress is on these two right now. They're paying all the rent. They put all the money into the build out, almost all of it. They have their parents offering to co-sign. They did all of this stuff. And they're not making that much more than you guys right now. And then we can't have that. That's just too much stress on these guys. So this is the formula, and I just need to talk about that because 75% of professional athletes file bankruptcy within 3 years of retiring. You guys know the Allen Iverson story?
Yeah.
$210 million. He was at the Lenox Mall begging 6 months ago. He's $8 million in debt. What's he going to do for money?
Join our life.
What's he going to? I signed him up. I'm just kidding. So I have to talk about this, guys, because this is the biggest thing that goes on. This is just brutal. And here's the other thing. Having those 3 crappy jobs just drove me. Your job's got to suck.
It does.
Great. The more your job sucks, the more you'll love it here. And the longer you stay in that crappy job, the harder you'll work to get out of it. But I tell you what, you get to global expansion team with 1 line and you're making $2,800 and you quit that job, you'll stop. You'll stop right there. You'll stop right there, and I guarantee you, you'll go back to getting a job, and it'll suck.
I won't be with them.
It's contrast. The more I went to that shipping job, the more I hated it, and the more I came here, the more I loved it, and the more I started getting good at this, the more I wanted to get better at this so I could get out of that. And here's the other thing. I'm not talking about taking an accounting job where you're stuck in an office 9 to 5. For those of you that don't have jobs or you're not working that many hours, go work at a restaurant. There's 90 servers there that you can recruit. If you get fired from that restaurant job, go to another restaurant and recruit the 90 servers there, right? Go work at Equinox or LA Fitness and work the front desk. Who cares if you're making $10 an hour? You get to talk to every single person that walks in there about what you're doing. Be strategic about it. I got a bartending job because I wasn't doing anything from 9 o'clock at night till 3 o'clock in the morning. It freed up my day to be able to do my Herbalife business. You guys get that? Be strategic about it. Don't go get an office job. I'm not saying do that. But it's just until. You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. This is, you're going to hear a lot of this right now because there's some crazy money things that are going on. I think that's the last thing I'm going to cover on that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If you guys follow this, I will do anything for you. I will do anything. This house that we just rented for the next promotion is a $21 million home. We just rented a $21 million home, so you guys can get a taste of what you're potentially living into. Okay? I spent, I don't know I'll come up here every single month. I'll buy you guys a TV. You guys take the steps and follow the coaching. I'll do whatever. I'll do whatever. I don't care. These guys know. You guys have stayed at my house, bought them a new TV. I mean, can we do that video real quick and then we'll call it a night?
Yeah, I drove you a car too.
Which one?
I was gonna say, because Patrick sure talks about that.
Yeah.
Wait, can I sign up for the next time? I'm trying to get that too.
It's funny, I don't care about that stuff. Like, back out there is my car. Go, it's insured. What do I care?
You would have let me
Yes, I would.
No.
Nah, I probably like
So everybody's like, no.
Listen.
So the last thing I want to say to you guys is if you start doing this work, you're going to start seeing where your volume's coming from, and all of a sudden qualifying for the promotion is going to look pretty easy. And when that starts looking easy, then your teammates starting to qualify for the promotions is going to start looking easy. And then how you're going to hit active world team and a world team is going to start looking pretty easy. And then all of a sudden how you're going to qualify for Hawaii is going to start looking pretty easy. And how you're going to start making 3, 4, I'm telling you guys, by doing this work, you're going to start seeing what you're going to be able to start looking into the future and seeing what's happening. Instead of worried you might not make it or worried that you're not good at this. You know what I mean? Because you asked one question. What's your name?
Jamani.
Jamani.
So like you said, that client that you had to drive the 30 miles to meet with, how did you meet her? Was she a referral or like?
She was an old shipping client that just reached out to me because I've been posting on Facebook.
So are they mostly referrals?
The point to it, you guys, we're still gonna have to do the work. I don't know if that means you're gonna go out and do surveys or face-to-face invites, or I don't know what that means. That's what the CHIPS program's for. CHIPS program is to teach you guys how to meet people. But what we do when we meet people now, what we do with them is gonna be way more valuable to them. Okay? Does that make sense? We still gotta do the work, guys. We still gotta get out and talk to people. It's not gonna happen magically. Does that make sense? So I want you guys to see this promotion because I want you guys to really start driving towards hitting this thing. How are we doing on time? Am I just killing you guys?
No.
So check this out.
Yes.
This is the promotion that you are all eligible to qualify for. And I'm going to explain in a minute how you can get there. You can turn the volume on.
I want to be the one horseback riding at the end. But they will.
So this promotion started this month. And you guys can all qualify. And I'm going to go into how. So when I started 6 years ago, I wanted to be able to go on these promos. Now Kimberly and I are looking at homes that are $2, $3 million homes. We never would have done that 5 years ago. This sleeps 60 people. Wow. This sleeps 60 people. And we've rented this weekend of May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We don't need to watch the whole thing. I just wanted to see some of the grounds.
You always taller than me. No, I think you've shrunk. I should do it. All right, are we going to stay?
I just wanted to get an idea. Plus, it's fun to end on vision.
Yes.
Well, it's 12,000 square feet, and the property itself is 2 acres. So what inspired you to build this house?
12,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, 4 villas, racetrack.
Tuscany, and in the south of France. What we really loved about our experiences there is the villas that we stayed at. They really had a beautiful indoor, outdoor sort of feel. I think the Europeans do it right. So you said before that you cook. I do.
You want to make us a lunch?
Sure.
Come on, let's
We really wanted
So you guys haven't seen this video. I want you guys to watch
It's a new home. We built it new. But we wanted to make it look like it's been here for a while.
I posted this link on all chats.
We
So
realized
if
we
you,
realized.
if nobody woke up last night when you had all those dings, that's what it was. I saw the whole video.
So this work that we're talking about doing, you guys can qualify. Every single person in the room can still qualify. Okay? And these guys will explain the promotion to you, but you're a senior consultant right now. If you hit supervisor through doing this work by the end of March, you'll be able to do your 2,500 in April and you'll get to go. That's all you got to do. Do the work now for the next 2.5 months so that in April you can hit your 2,500, you get to go. Does it make sense?
Yes.
And that probably wouldn't have been possible without this business model. You might have been, but I just want you to get that you could be in this house with 60 of us in May, sitting at first cut of active supervisor with a whole bunch of clients and ambassadors and team members that you just go to work and do this. So there isn't anybody in the room that can't qualify for this. Still. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I really want you guys to watch that.
It's already hard to find with it being like hidden. So if they have to like, it's like sending people here and then sending them back. Half of them are gonna be here already. Half the girls are gonna be here for beds and beds anyways.
And nobody can go past that door. Basically, nobody from over here go through there. Nobody from over there can go through here. Because there's gonna be people, like girls who come,
But
that's
we
gonna
don't
use
have
the bathroom.
any- But we don't have any like signs or anything to like go this way. It's hard to find the way to the back. If you've never been here before,
No, I'm saying they can come find this, but who's ever still in here can be like, hey, around back. Or even if it's not on the door, come around back.
I don't know what's wrong with them coming through the front door.
Well, the first thing is if people are still in here.
So they're just going through here to go through to there.
I don't understand why people just can't.
It's making it more difficult.
It don't matter. This y'all shit.
I want people to